Do you need money to be happy?
No. Money's good, but it's a fool's errand to think, oh, I'm rich, I'm going to be happy. It doesn't work that way. Let the money come when it comes. And it'll come maybe when you're in your 20s or 30s or 40s. It doesn't really matter that much. Don't focus on money all the time.
Today we dive into the life of California billionaire Carl Barney. He's what some would say is living proof of the American dream. You see, Carl grew up in England in a family of modest means, and he came to America as a young man with just a few dollars to his name. Eventually in his career, he founded a collection of private colleges, and through the success of these colleges, he created an immense amount of wealth. Carl believed with his schools that he was revolutionizing education. However, the state of California felt differently, and Kamala Harris, the California Attorney General at the time, made the controversial decision to force his schools to shut down. And we'll be diving deeper into that later today. But for now, Carl's on a new mission, launching a book with a radical new idea that might change the way you think about life, money, and happiness. In this episode, we see into the world of the ultra wealthy, and we ask the questions that everyone wants to ask a billionaire. Oh man, folks, another good morning. We have spent the night in an establishment many would consider top of the line, the Ramada Inn. And today, we're going into the upper echelon of society. We're talking to a billionaire. Now, some people nowadays, they look at a billionaire and say, just by existing, you're sketchy, or your morals are wrong, or you're a bad person. Other people will look at a billionaire and say, you should be celebrated, studied, questioned to see what we can learn from a person like you. So without further ado, let's hit the road and get going. Folks, we are just pulling up, and this might be weird, but I can't help but feel a little bit, part of me wants to say nervous, just because I almost feel out of place. There's one end of like, oh my gosh, like in the game of business, he's Michael Jordan, he won the game, and we should look at him. But then there's another aspect of like, they control everything.
Good morning. You
Carl?
must be Tommy.
Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
How are you?
Welcome. I'm doing great, thank you.
So we're here in your palace, huh?
Well, I wouldn't call it a palace, but it's got a nice view.
How old were you when you made your first $1 million?
39.
And how old were you when you made your first $1 billion?
That's censored. That was actually a few years ago.
I detect a bit of an accent from you.
Yes, I was born and raised, went to school in England. When I was 18, I left England. I traveled overland from England, London, through France and Italy, Yugoslavia, Bulgaria. Spent 5 years in Australia, traveling around all Australia, and then came to the great United States.
Right now, we are in a magnificent, beautiful house. How'd you grow up?
We were not very poor, but we didn't have any money. There was 6 of us to feed. This was right after the war in England, the Great War.
Food was still being rationed for up to 10 years after the war, right?
Exactly, you know that. That's good. You must have read a book, something about that. So yeah, there was rationing, and you know, we're very frugal, live very modestly.
I think a lot of young people, especially young men right now, are feeling like they need to be a millionaire when they're 20 or they're 18, and they feel this grand urgency to do so. What would you tell them?
I'd say urgency is great, ambition is great, but don't press it. Let it happen, let it unfold. Pursue your dreams, pursue a purpose. Know what your purposes are. My purpose was education. I wanted to do a great job in teaching people. That's where I made my money, in education. But the education came first and the money came secondary. Let the money come when it comes. And it'll come maybe when you're in your 20s or 30s or 40s. It doesn't really matter that much. Don't focus on money all the time. It'll take care of itself.
Did ever in your dreams think you'd be in a multi-million-dollar house on the coast of California?
Yes, I did. Actually, yeah, I'm a big believer in dreams.
You just wrote a book focusing on happiness. Why?
Well, it was an experiment that I conducted, and I saw the results of the experiment. I saw people getting happier. And I thought, wow, this is working. I better write a book. I had no intention of writing a book until I saw what happened. I found it was inspirational, and I thought the world needed to know about this innovative way of increasing your happiness.
Have you ever been depressed before?
I was depressed one time in my life when I was a teenager. I just couldn't figure it out. And I made the mistake of reading, and this is a long time ago, I made the mistake of reading a book on psychology, which made me even more depressed. But I was depressed, I think, for about 2 days.
Do you need money to be happy?
No. Money's good. It helps with happiness, no question about it. There's a lot of values you can get from money. But it's a fool's errand to think, oh, I'm rich, I'm going to be happy. It doesn't work that way. Money is secondary to having something inside of you, your dreams, your goals, your ambitions. That's the main thing. And then make as much money as you need to fulfill your dreams. I still have a dream of another house, but this is a
This
dream
is just
house.
a starter house for you?
Yeah, this is sort of, yeah, starter house.
During your peak working moments, what was the most hours per week you were working?
Certainly 100 hours, maybe a little bit more or less. I don't recommend it, but there's times when you do it because that's what needs to get done. This is an interesting painting. It's not a mural, it's a fine art done by Brian Larson. This painting over here is Prometheus. And you know the story of Prometheus. He took fire, which symbolizes enlightenment. The enlightenment from the gods, the fire from the gods, and brought it to man.
If you don't mind me asking, what is the most you've ever paid for a piece of artwork?
A few $100,000.
Wow.
The first college I did was Matthew Arnold College in England, where I studied language and math, and I finished the math course, but then I went to Australia, so I didn't complete the full program. Then in Australia, I took a course in accounting and did not care for it, so I dropped out of it.
Do you still need to go to college to succeed?
In some fields, you need to go to college. Obviously, if you're going to be a doctor, you've got to go to college. If you're going to be a lawyer, you have to have a law degree. You have to do so. There's some fields. So I would say yes, absolutely, and no, absolutely. It depends what you want to do.
Can we check out your kitchen?
Now you're getting very personal.
Yes.
But yeah, I'll make an exception.
Okay,
Come on,
okay.
we'll take a look at the refrigerators. This one is called the magic refrigerator. It's magic because when anything runs low, it magically is topped up. So I never run out of anything, never run out of milk or orange juice or anything like that.
What's your favorite food?
I love the morning succulent oranges, fresh, cool oranges. I love the foo-foo food once in a while, going out to dinner, but I have a wonderful housekeeper. Her name is Lorena. She just cooks clean and wholesome. I will have an occasional wine once in a while, but very rarely. I stay off alcohol.
Am I right in guessing that sugar is also a minimum in your diet?
Oh, sugar is death. No sugar, or as little sugar as possible, and lots of protein, particularly when you're getting older.
I saw you at a gym downstairs. I do wrestling, I do jujitsu, and I think I can look at someone's body and tell if they work out. One thing that I noticed on you, your forearms, dude. Those are strong forearms, okay? Right here, you got the veins going on. A lot of people do bicep curls, but a real measure of a man, especially grip strength, are in the forearms.
I work out isometrics 1 day a week. I have a trainer come by on Wednesday who does more flexibility and balance type. And on Thursday, I have a strength trainer who does weights with me. And then Friday and Saturday, more cardio. Everybody has an age. You know, I'm going to live until I'm 80 or 90, or maybe they shoot for 100. He said, well, why not extend it? Why not go for a bigger number? So I thought, well, what can I really? I said, what's the record? It's a bit over 120. I think it's 122 is the record. I think, well, I can shoot for. No guarantees, unfortunately. My doctors will not put it in writing. This is like the workroom. And I do reading, writing, computer stuff, meetings sometimes.
Now, Carl, I see you surrounded by a lot of books right now. Is there any one book that you would say has been most impactful on your life?
Well, there's a lot of books that are impactful, but one major one has been Atlas Shrugged by Ayn Rand.
Atlas Shrugged is a 1,000-page book by Ayn Rand, and it is basically the Bible for hardcore capitalists. The premise of the book is essentially that the hero, the entrepreneur, is continually overcoming rules and regulations put in their path by the enemy, the government, and it shows the entrepreneur's journey to overcoming this evil. This book is foundational to Carl's thinking and helps you better understand someone in the ultra-capitalist category. I read it in college and recommend you do if you have some extra time on your hands.
I wanted to do something meaningful with my life, and then I did the soul searching. I came up with 2 high values. I love management. Crazy, but I love it. I love management. I also love education. I find it's a high value for me and a high value for other people. So I wanted to do something that involved management and education. So that's when I acquired my first private college, a business college in San Jose, California. Went broke after 6 months. So then I had to roll up my sleeves and work, and I built it up, became very successful, and then over the next many years, I grew it to 20 on-ground campuses in various six western states, and then started a university called Independence University, which had 1,500 people working for it, grew quickly to 10,000 students. It was quite successful in those days.
And then you had a battle with the government. They shut your schools down, if my research is correct.
Elizabeth Warren. So I'm honored to be one of her enemies. She and Dick Durbin ordered the colleges closed, and they talked to each other behind the scenes, and there's a bunch of activists that hate private colleges. All colleges and universities ought to be run by the government. Everybody knows that, so to speak. But I was private and profitable, and they didn't like that. Hey, how are you all?
Good morning. Fantastic.
Carl starts off his morning with a few Zoom meetings. The first one is him giving marching orders to his team of assistants, and another one is catching up with his friend Peter Diamandis, a man who is a powerhouse in the space of innovation and someone Carl passionately supports with financial backing.
Remember, life is to be enjoyed. Enjoy the day, and I'll catch up with you when I come back home.
Okay, wonderful.
Enjoy.
Well, you have a great day.
What was your next move after your schools got shut down?
That was it. I sort of coasted a little bit. I did some consulting work. I did a couple of things like that. But I think the next big thing was the book. And it took me 3 years to write the book, and now I'm working on promoting the book.
Guys, there's something you should know. Carl has a free happiness quiz he designed to help you better understand yourself and how happiness comes to your specific personality type. I took this quiz and enjoyed reading through the results. If you would like to take it for yourself, the link is in my description.
There are a lot of people in my situation that have money and they don't know what to do with it. They give it away to charities, which is good. They give it away to the universities, which is fine, the hospitals and various charities. Whoever it was that enabled you, or me in this case, to become successful and happier, acknowledge them. And I had 20 people in my will, and I got down, I sat down with them just like I'm sitting down with you, and I said, look, you've been enormously helpful to me. You've done this and you've done that, and you helped me in this way, so be very specific. And I said, I'm really grateful, and I want to express that gratitude to you by giving you a happiness grant. So I said to them, I said, I don't want this money to be a problem for you, to make you more successful and happier. They said, well, what kind of plan? I said, well, I want you to write a happiness plan. And they said, happiness plans, what's that? I said, well, I'll hire a coach for you, a happiness coach, and they'll help you develop a plan. And when I see the plan that you know what you're going to do with the money, I'll send it to you all at one time. It's yours.
One thing that I'm observing is you can look at siblings within a family, and some are very ambitious, some are very lazy, and some are in between. To me, it almost seems like there's an intrinsic thing that some people have and some people don't. What do you think it is that sets the ambitious apart from the non-ambitious?
I think there is such a thing as temperament, you know, how you're born, and it seems like to influence it. But I think there's an influence. I think beyond that, and what we can control, is what we read, people that we associate with, identifying early in life or later in life something that you love to do, that fascinates you, that motivates you. And then if you can do that, and some people do it and some people don't, and it evolves over a period of time until you say, hey, this is what I want to do with my life.
In the pursuit of wealth, do you ever felt like you left relationships with family and friends on the back burner and you regret it?
I was never in a pursuit of wealth, interestingly enough. I wanted enough money to not have to worry about it, but I never pursued wealth. I loved management, I love education, and I pursued that, and the money came.
One thing I've come to learn about many of the ultra wealthy is they view time as their most valuable asset. So instead of spending extra time driving through LA traffic, we head to a private airstrip where Carl has a helicopter ride waiting for us.
Yeah, thank you for a safe flight. I appreciate it. Absolutely. A little bit of happiness for you, okay?
Appreciate it, guys.
You have a good day.
You as well.
See you on the way back.
Absolutely, we'll be here.
You know, but the American dream is so important. And it inspired generations of people, and it needs to be revived. There's no Russian dream, you know, or even English dream or Australian dream. It's typically American. And that says something about the American mindset, you know, that we want life to be better for ourselves and our family.
Why do you think so many people today feel like it's out of reach?
Something really bad happened in America. And, you know, it's probably not just one thing, but one thing after another happened. Somehow we've lost the spirit of America. We've lost the dream. And that's very sad.
So it seemed like to me, the way you're articulating it, the American dream is not a thing, it's not a policy, but it is a belief in a better future that we had for many years in this country, but it's been dampened down in recent times.
It's diminished and it's faded, and that's very sad.
Carl is on the move promoting his book launch, so our first stop is at the iHeartRadio headquarters where he sits down with Ellen Kay, the host of the #1 radio show in Los Angeles. Hey there.
Who are you?
Carl, I'm Ellen.
I'm not going to shake your hand. Are you kidding me? I'm a red-blooded American. Good to meet you. Lovely.
Yeah, welcome. Thank you for coming. All right, we're here with Carl Barney. Welcome to our radio show and the Feel Good Morning Show and this podcast. This is all about people who make us feel good, Carl, and you are one of them. Welcome.
Well, thank you for inviting me. I'm pleased to be here.
I am loving your book, The Happiness Experiment. Carl B. Barney. Tell me about the happiness experiment.
This happened naturally with real people, with real experiences. Came from three places. One, I almost died in a plane crash. We were diving to the grass. That's what I thought, this is not going to be fun. The next thing that happened was that I heard that my sister's husband was dying. And I sat down with her and I said, Janet, I'm really sorry. I said, you're in my will. And I want to bring it forward and give it to you now so that you can fulfill any last wishes with Carl and her husband. But my older brother was sitting there, and I said, well, I'm going to do the same thing with you. His wife went ballistic. She said, this is too much money. I don't want anything to do with it. It's wrong. And she stormed out of the room. So that was a big surprise, but it gave me a lesson. And then the next thing that happened was I'm looking over my financial statements, and I've been very fortunate. I've made a lot of money, but there was money sitting on my financial statement which wasn't doing anything. And these things came together. The people in my will after the plane crash, my sister giving her the inheritance, and now this money is, I said, how can I use this money for myself and those I really cared about? So that started the experiment.
Based off your experiment, do you think universal basic income is a good idea?
Oh, that is such a complicated question. I'm really not qualified to answer that, but it's good and it's bad. I mean, it's good if it gets rid of a whole lot of government interference and complication. So economically it might work, as Milton Friedman said. But generally speaking, I think you destroy lives by giving people money then they're not ready for it.
And I've actually found that giving money away is very hard and it oftentimes creates resentment in the people that you give it to. How did you avoid that with some of your closest friends and inner circle?
That was something I had to struggle with. How can I just do this? Sit down with my friends who are, you know, they're substantial people. They wouldn't accept charity. They didn't want a gift, but it was delivered in such a way. And I said, you've got to think of me as being dead. You don't owe me anything. I said, if not, I don't want to do this if it's going to make a problem with our friendship. And some of them did. 3 of the people said, no, I can't accept it.
I thought it would be an interesting dynamic to schedule a meeting between a billionaire and ex-cons that were running the streets of Los Angeles. Some of these guys like Bozo did major prison time, but now after getting out, are entrepreneurs eager to talk business with Carl.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you. How are you?
Good.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Angel Reyes.
Hello, Angel. Good to meet you.
How you doing, Jay Solano?
Fine. Leave me a hand, okay? That's good.
I think the thing is here is we're all on a similar quest of life. We're all trying to be successful. We're all trying to be entrepreneurs. And I feel like there's not a lot of it that we learn in school. So I feel like this is a cool way where we all come from different parts of life.
Yes, sir.
You grew up in England, you guys grew up in LA, I grew up in the suburbs of Chicago, moved to Milwaukee. And I think it's just cool to brainstorm and see what we can come up with to learn and advance our missions, you know?
Predominantly, we grew up in the city of Pico Rivera. Me and him are childhood friends. You know, both of us had rough childhoods, whatever. I just did 10 years in prison. I've been out about 9 years now. So after I did my 10 years, I told him I needed to get back on my feet, you know what I'm saying? Figure out something. I didn't want to, it was a revolving door, you know what I mean? I didn't want to go back to prison no more. I put myself through a trade school. I did photovoltaic, and also independently, I'm a recording artist. So signed with OTR, got a deal offer, and I've been doing a lot of like administration with them, like helping with artists, also putting on music. And
Seems like you could teach me some things.
maybe. I mean, depends in what area you're trying to do it, you know? But we're all kind of entrepreneurs. He has his own fashion brand too. He does real estate also.
But I was telling him about making a curriculum, whether it's 6 weeks or 8 week curriculum for juveniles or for parolees, you know, some type of trade.
Give them the skill fast.
Where you give them the
Immersion,
incentive.
yeah, get into it and get out.
Was
You
Dyer
give-
here?
You give the incentive to have a job after.
I think that's a fabulous idea.
So I ended up fighting for my life for about 43 days.
Wow.
In the hospital, refused the ventilator, refused the blood transfusion, asked God to help me, and within 2 days, I was getting better. I got severe lung damage. I got blind in one eye. So I had to, of course, you know, now I'm disabled, but I had to move differently and learn how to move differently, and it was a process for me for about a year and some change.
You literally came from death's door. I mean, you were about as low as you could go,
Yeah.
physically and mentally.
Absolutely.
I mean, you were dead. You were gone.
Absolutely.
And then you turn it around, and in the last few years, you've done all of that?
Yeah.
You're freaking amazing. Tommy was asking me, he said, you know, homeless and all of that, what's the solution? I said, you know, I don't know. I don't know what the solution is. I don't know how you deal with the problems that, you know, people get in that cycle and they never make it work out. You guys have the answer. Today, Tom said to me, he said, we're going to meet these guys from the hood or from, you know, from downtown. And he said, you know, they've done some amazing things with their life and they've turned their life around. That's amazing things. And, you know, I'm going to meet with them and maybe they're going to ask you some questions and learn from me. But right now, for this first half an hour, I've learned from you guys.
What's one of the biggest lessons in business you've learned?
I think one of the things that really made a big difference to me is to knowing what you want to do with your life. That's huge. You can die without knowing what you want to do with your life. But if you spend the time thinking about it, talking to people, talking to your romantic partner, talking to your friends, talking to a coach, but figure out what you're going to do and why you're doing it.
Carl, for the people out there that haven't accumulated a fortune yet, how can they use your book? How can they give back to their people?
But it's not a matter of giving back. Nobody stole anything. Nobody has to give anything back. But people that have wealth, they want to use it in the service of their own happiness and the happiness of those that they care about, those that love, and for whom they are grateful. This is a wonderful mechanism of giving them not a bequest, but a prequest to enrich their lives, their success, their happiness.
Who's a hero of yours?
Ayn Rand. I mean, she is courageous intellectually. She has promoted some ideas which were just so revolutionary, so much ahead, and she stands by her ideas and she defends them and she's articulate there. Who would write a book called The Virtue of Selfishness and put that in the title? And everybody knows that selfishness is an awful thing and so forth. But then when you get to understand, and that bothered me, I wasn't going to read that book. But then when I got into what she meant by that, which is living your own life and having the greatest life that you can and loving your own life and loving life. I don't agree with everything on Rand read and said, but in every substantial way, I think this woman is a hero.
Carl heads to another radio show to continue promoting his book, and this time he sits down with the popular host Rick Dees.
Hey, it's me.
How are you, buddy?
I'm good, and you?
Good to see you, sir.
My assistant is in love with you.
Oh, no, I'm going to hug you for that.
Oh, well, hug her. Well, I'll take that to her. She's going to be flipped out.
First of all, she gets these. She's too hot. Shelly gets this. Oh, my God. I'm going to sign it right now.
Look at that. He knows how to write.
By the way, it is Rick Dees. I am so very, very blessed to be in the presence of Carl Barney. And it is a joy to have you. This is a conversation, and I hope that anyone listening or even watching would take something away and say, I'm going to try that.
Right now there's a left-wing populist movement being led by AOC and Bernie Sanders, and they're filling stadiums around the country. And one of the premises of their movement, I guess you could call it Eat the Rich, but they say that not one person in the world should be worth over 999 million that should be taxed at 100%. Is that a good idea?
It's evil. It's unjust. It's insane. It's communism. And these guys should go and enjoy China or North Korea. That's where they should be living. Because it's against human nature. If somebody is capable of making lots of wealth, they don't spend it. I mean, these people are so stupid. I'm sorry. You can only eat so many fine foods. You can only have so many airplanes, so many homes. What do you think these people, they reinvest the money. Who would you rather have spend billions of dollars? Elon Musk or AOC and Bernie Sanders? You want the government to spend your money? Or do you think you should keep it to yourself?
They're afraid it will get to a point in this country that the ultra-wealthy will be able to influence elections, influence policy, influence law, to the extent where they just get to run everything. That's their thought. What is your take on it?
You mean like Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders and OAC are influencing the culture and the thing? Those guys have all the political power. Elon Musk and others, he doesn't have any real power. He has persuasion, has ideas, but he doesn't have any power.
Yeah, like, I think initially when we think billionaires, it's gonna be like, holy shit, it's this guy. And he's gonna be so outrageous. I only have a sample size of 2, but these guys have been incredibly chill. Like, just pretty down to earth. And I don't think being a billionaire actually, it's how you became a billionaire that really matters. I don't think just being a billionaire makes you a good or bad person. It's how you did that. So I'm curious to know what you guys think in the comments. And is this something that you aspire to be? Like, do you want to be a billionaire? Me personally, the lifestyle I live, I know I don't need to be a billionaire, nor do I want to be one. Like, my life, even if I had $1 billion, my lifestyle wouldn't change. I would still drive my Chevy Cruze. I would occasionally buy ribeyes. Maybe I would buy nicer Airbnbs when I go on vacation, but it's not like I would be doing that much outrageous stuff. All right, folks, that was the day in the life. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. Carl, is there anything you'd like to end this piece with?
This has been a very exciting and stimulating day. It's been a pleasure working with you guys. And as we say in England, I'm chuffed, which means I'm very pleased. Very satisfied. Thank you. That was a great day. Thank you. And thanks to the camera guys who were
These guys
everywhere.
crush it. If you could broadcast a message to every home in the country, what would it be?
Your life is important. Your own life is important. And respect that. And want what you want, whatever it is that you want. Dreams, purposes, values, whatever you want, what you want is important. And make it important. And Billionaire has a bigger mindset. And after a while, the numbers just become, more zeros.
Folks, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you'd like to purchase Carl's book, which I highly recommend you do, The Happiness Experiment. I read it. It made me think a lot about what kind of impact you want to lead in this life and planning for happiness.
I was working 22 hours a day. I was falling asleep on the desk and then waking up and keep working.
Got it. And how much does one of these cost?
$7 to $10 million.
And what made you decide to get two rather than just one?
It just happened.
How old do you want to live to be? I will live till I'm 120 minimum. That's the off. Yeah, you broke. It's like everybody want to talk about money. And this is like the last thing that I want to talk about.
It's almost coming like 2 years ago. The outer wealth, it doesn't give you happiness. It you up.
I want to be a billionaire.
Billionaire.
Yeah, I'm a billionaire.
America now has more billionaires than at any time in history, while most Americans are struggling to make ends meet. Should we abolish billionaires?
These notes were left on more than a dozen luxury vehicles along Point Grey Road, and the tires were deflated.
Subscribe for more Eat the Rich content.
Come find us, come grab a popsicle, eat the rich with us.
Eat the rich! Eat the rich! Eat the rich! Eat the rich!
Oh, we got the cops coming right now.
In recent years, billionaire has become a pejorative. So it's like that's a bad thing.
Are you going to become a billionaire one day? I would say almost certainly, but that's not the goal.
What does being a billionaire mean to you?
Billionaire to me is having access to enough resources to actually make an impact on planet Earth.
This is Jarek Tadla, and he's a billionaire that made his fortune in real estate. A first-generation Polish immigrant, he moved to America when he was 21 years old, and he got to work. Making money as a dishwasher and selling cars on the side, he scraped together enough money to buy his first property. As an immigrant who struggled to find housing himself, he realized that there was a hole in the market, so he began to build his real estate portfolio around serving the immigrant population. He grew quickly, and eventually he was able to scale into buying entire apartment complexes. And fast forward 30 years later, some might say this was a guy that had it all. The private jets, the mansions, the fancy cars, and the status of being a very wealthy man. But it was at this point where he felt the most miserable and actually considered taking his own life. After fierce internal battle, he came to the conclusion that inner wealth was much more important than any number in the bank or anything you could buy. And he decided to start speaking to an issue that many men feel in their life, the feeling that they are not enough. In this episode, we explore what a day in the life of a real estate billionaire is like, and we jump into the world of Jarek Tadla. Let's begin. Today, we're diving into the life of a billionaire. A lot of questions come to mind. What does a day in the life of a billionaire look like? A lot of us might have some preconceived notions. I mean, depending on who you are, you either might really look up to a billionaire, want to aspire to be one, or you hate them and you think they're inherently evil and maybe they've exploited people to get where they're at. Let's meet this man and let's see what he's about. How are you? I'm fine.
Patrick.
Nice to meet you. What's up, Pop?
Good to meet you. Good. How are you, man? I'm Jarek Tadla. I'm an immigrant from Poland. I moved here in '93. I got Tommy G today at my house interviewing me, and I have no idea what I'm doing.
If you looked us up, you saw videos of us with gangsters holding guns, and you're probably like, how do I fit into this picture?
You know which one I like the most? The one that you did with the stealing cars.
You like the car thief?
Holy shit! Like I like that one. The one with the Miami is like this is like a regular Tuesday. So like to me it was like okay. So I wasn't impressed because I know that. Like this bubble I know. I don't know the other bubble.
I think a lot of people in their head, when they picture a very wealthy man, they picture a person that like floats on air.
I shit the same way you do and everybody else. Everything is the same. It's funny. I always tell my kids, it's like, it doesn't matter how much money you have. Just think of that. It's like, he shits like you do. He pees like you do. He gets sick like you do. He brushes the teeth like you do. Everybody is the same way.
Despite Jarek's humility, I want to draw attention to the fact that meeting a billionaire is like meeting a mythical creature. There's simply not many of them. With only 813 of them in the United States and 2,800 worldwide, they are super rare. I mean, you're twice as likely to bump into an NFL player and 4 times as likely to bump into a Navy SEAL on the street than you are a billionaire. This is an elite person. Now, to grasp the sheer scale of what a billionaire looks like, imagine this. Take someone making the average annual American income of $69,000. If they saved every penny, no taxes, no expenses, it would take them roughly 14,500 years to reach $1 billion. Now, to put that in perspective, they would have had to start clocking in at the time that humans were still painting on cave walls. Another way to picture it is this. If you stacked 1 billion single dollar bills up to the sky, it would go up 67 miles high. That's insane.
Some people say it's better to be wealthy and anonymous than it is to be famous and poor. But right now, you're entering the public sphere. You have a book, you're gonna be in all these different shows and podcasts. Why leave the shadow, so to speak, and come out into the light?
Because I almost committed suicide 2 years ago. The outer wealth, it doesn't give you happiness. It you up. I just hit bottom of the bottom. I had depression. I went through divorce like 5 years ago. It's the word is from the inside out, not from outside in. And if you don't understand the game, then you're pretty much screwed.
Yeah, do you want me to just stay here and watch the dogs?
The car's like a rapper. Like this is what I would expect, like, you know, Key Glock or
I'm still
Kevin
a normal
Gates.
guy. I still shit and wash my teeth the same way everybody else.
We're having to get proof. We're having to get
No, we're not.
We were around here about 2 a.m. 2 nights ago with some guys with face tattoos and some of Kodak Black's cousins and street associates. It's interesting to me that 5 or 10 minutes down the road, you can go from Section 8 housing, people hustling, selling who knows what out of the apartment, to just a couple miles away, there's Rolls Royces.
In Florida, it's a highway, like, you know, US 1. On the east side, on the water and all the canals, you know, it's the wealth, and on the other side, it's like, you know, it's. But you know what? I moved here in 2010. It took me like 2 years to get used to it. I felt nobody get here impressed by cars, or jets, or yachts. It's like, you know, the kids, but you know what I mean?
What cars do you like?
Bugattis and stuff. I also like Porsche a lot.
What kind of staff do you got?
Housekeeper. I have a guy that takes care of my boats, my, you know, everything outside and all this stuff, and pretty much.
Do you have a chef?
Nope.
Do you have a toilet seat warmer that sits on the toilet before you go on it, so it's a little warm?
Dude, when you're gonna see my bathroom, you're gonna. This is the most exciting thing about my house.
You do have a butt cheek warmer on your
Yes.
toilet? Do you have a bidet?
Yes.
Will you have yourself an ice cream cone on vacation? No ice cream?
I don't eat sugar.
No sugar?
I don't drink, I don't do drugs, I don't eat sugar. I just don't. A lot of successful people are addicts. So when we do something, we do 120%. The same thing with bad habits. And I remember getting drunk with my best friend, and I said, like, I'm never gonna touch alcohol again. He said, that's gonna last 6 months. And then 6 months, and then a year, 2 years, and like it's been now 3.5 years.
Is that a security guard with the vest up there?
Yeah.
Where's this military academy?
No!
He doesn't have a rifle on him, does he?
Yes, he does.
He does?
Yes.
My old school had 20 of those.
Alright guys, study hard, have fun, make memories, alright?
We do go. Bye guys.
Thank you, bye. So you clearly see I'm the human, right? I like the views.
Oh,
shit. But seriously, look at this shit. Look, come on. It does what you could do. Dude, this is...
Have you ever been in danger of getting hemorrhoids because you're enjoying the view so
Yes.
Is this glass tinted?
Yeah.
So you can be naked in here?
Yeah.
Triple shower head.
I got shower-free, all the stuff. Like this is not in my best position. This is a lot of shit. Like I take long shower, all my routines, all my meditations happen here, steam shower this. Just the sound system, just here is 25 grand. My ritual is in the shower. So I spend like 40 to 50 minutes in a, you know what I mean? And
40 or 50 minutes in your shower.
Yeah, I do a lot of shit in my, you know what I mean?
Do you have any trouble with your water bill, or you can afford that?
No, stop.
Would you say the average billionaire takes good care of their body?
Yes.
There's not a lot of slobs that are...
No,
really
there are. But you need strength. I mean, you need to be physically and mentally. I mean, they're all over mentally. Like all the people that I know, very successful, very wealthy, they have enormously like mentally strong. Dude, I built like, neighborhood around my school because my teacher told me I'm never gonna accomplish anything.
What made your teacher say that?
Because they're teachers, so that's why I don't like schools. The school system is so broken because what happened is whatever they told, they program a software. And then it took me years and everybody else, it took us years to prove the world that that's not true. But it's funny, I always want to leave, my kids' legacy, but the only thing I was gonna leave my kids was inheritance. Inheritance is all the stuff, but legacy is all the knowledge and all the wisdom. But I didn't know anything. My wealth is not transferred to my kids until they're 35, 40, 50, my trust is written. So, because, even when they're 30, you dumb as I mean, I was dumb as when I was 33. I thought I'm on the top of the world. I thought I know everything. Now I'm 52, I'm still dumb as I still don't know anything. I'm still learning, I'm reading and all this stuff. Like, one sentence changed my world. I was in Denver, Colorado. It was exactly 30 years ago. Somebody said, hey, we live in a fourplex and we rent the other 3 units. That's it. And that changed my life.
That was your first piece of property?
No, that was the conversation. I went home with my girlfriend and I'm like, oh, we're moving to Colorado. We're buying 4 units. We're saving all the money, we're buying 4 units. And that's it.
I don't want to look like a peasant. What do I do with the spoon?
Mix it.
Okay.
Stop, man. Let's go to my man cave. I moved here when I was 21. Okay.
So you lived in Poland from birth to 21?
To 21.
Okay, so what was it like growing up in a communist country?
It's like we were talking about the stores. It's like people have money, but there's nothing you could buy. So what happened is we have like everybody had access to, let's say, limited type of bread, sugar, vodka, whatever. There was no bananas, there was no fruits, nothing like that. I moved here, I was like, shit, I go to the store, it's like, what? Banana, chocolate, like all this stuff. Like you were going to the store, you were waiting in line to get a little bit. And it was like all the shelves in the stores were always empty. The information is limited. In this country, I learned about, an entrepreneur because everybody has money, but what happened, there was exchange of the services. So that's why the money didn't exist. And that's what it is in reality right now either. It's an exchange of services that we do at the value we bring to the table.
So what would you tell young people that want to try communism in America?
Well, move to China or go to, still go to Cuba. Go to communist country and follow them and see and talk to those people how they work. This is my everyday mantra. Not today, motherfucker. So when the devil comes into my head and starts telling me, well, you don't need to do this, you do this, you fucking lazy blah, blah, blah. It's like, today is the day you don't have to. Today, motherfucker, not today. We're not doing this shit.
How you doing?
Are you Tommy? Nice to meet you, Tommy. So year and a half ago, right? I'm sitting, getting ready to for the workout. I'm eating my ice cream.
Before a workout?
Yes. So this motherfucker comes in and is like, Papi, what are you doing? I'm like, eating my ice cream. I'm like, okay, it's my cheat day. He said cheat day, and this motherfucker comes in and goes like, listen, we don't cheat.
We don't cheat, baby.
I did not have a cheat day in 20 years. Wow.
I will live to 120 minimum. That's
120?
120, yeah. Like, you know, it's like, well, if I have an accident and something happened, I have no choice, right?
So right now you're 52.
52, I'm young, I was just born.
You think you're gonna live to 120?
120, yeah. That's my goal, minimum 120.
How do you think you're gonna make that happen?
Longevity, just, you know, take care of my body, mentally, emotionally, mostly physically, the right diet, eating everything right, and it's just daily routines on a daily basis.
And you got a secret sauce.
Me. And yeah, that's it, that's a secret sauce.
You think living to 120 is possible?
Human body is capable of a lot of things that we can't even fathom, right? And I think your mindset is everything. Your mindset could push you to limits beyond your imagination.
Man, the United States needs some help because when you look around and see how many people are fat and unhappy in the richest country in the world, it's just kind of mind-blowing. Just with all the poison that's in our food. And I remember seeing this during COVID. Everyone would be home, but you go drive by a fast food restaurant, lines around the corner. I'm just like,
I mean, I just came back from Europe, right? You put cheese on ham in refrigerator in Europe. 2 days later, they have a mold. They literally walk out of refrigerator. They're old. Their bread is fresh one fucking day. Here, you put a bread, a month later, you can eat it. The ham and the cheese stay in refrigerator for a month. We putting this shit in our fucking body. Don't. So you don't fucking play with demons in your head? You don't have that bullshit.
A really good wrestling coach said, talk to yourself, but don't listen to yourself. So, because when you're warming up before a match, all of a sudden, my legs are weak, I'm kind of hungry, or, you know, maybe I need to take a shit, or when you just listen to yourself, all those voices creep in, like that you're not good enough, or that you're not ready. But if you talk to yourself, like, yeah, I got the pace, I'm gonna put this guy on a pace. I'm gonna put a pace on him and make some break, and I'm pacing, and I'm talking to myself, that helps keep the demons at bay.
Sure. That's a good one. Can you set up in a call in 10 minutes, in 5 minutes, 4 minutes?
You're gonna jump
on the TV, the thing. Okay. In office.
You can jump on a call in 3 minutes?
Yeah, I have the inner circle call.
Nice.
Okay? Yeah.
Jarek is walking into his office to jump on his weekly call with The Edge, a group of high net worth men that meet to talk about their goals, struggles, and give advice to each other.
Right? I mean, we need to reset, because if we go 100 miles an hour, if we don't reset, it's like that's gonna crash. And I gotta tell you, like I keep talking about it, the demons are in my head all the time. That is like, you know, it's a gift and a curse, because that's what we never stop. You know what I mean? You gotta give it all, and truly give it all.
Take the money! Like you pray for something and then God gives it to you and then you get depressed? Are you the same man you were 3.5 years ago? Are you f***ing holding on to shit from 3.5 years ago? You're not the same motherfucker you were 3.5 years ago. Yes, motherfucker, I am in talk.
Andy, why don't you tell the motherfucker just bought $130 million in real estate, so f*** off. Yeah, you broke.
It's who you are in these times, Andrew, that will determine who you become. It's who you're becoming that's more important.
For 13 years, he basically prayed for his kids to shut up. So that as soon as they learned to shut up, he prayed for them to start talking again.
I'm just showing you the blueprint of what's possible. It's up to you to figure out how. As fathers, it's our job to help them see that they could do it even better than us.
In this grind, and we forget what is important. You know what I mean? And on the end of the day, none of our queens or our kids, they don't give a f about the money. They just give a f about us. Next level!
Let's go. Takeaway from the goal.
That no matter what level of success you reach, there's always something around the corner. There's never a stage of life where everything is just settled in and okay and no conflict, no worries. Whether it's on the business front, relationship front, you always got something that's a challenge, and that's just part of being a human.
Eatable, avocado, banana, coffee, peanut butter, almond butter, and chocolate protein.
Yeah, that's right up my alley.
In the evening, what I do the decaf coffee. You know, so I don't drink coffee after 1 o'clock. For me, sleep is everything. You know? And my sleep is fucked up, like, you know, when I wake up, like with oral, When I fucked up, my sleep is fucked. The whole day is fucked. Come on, sit down.
How are you, sir?
It's Tommy.
Hey, Tommy. How are you, sir?
Nice to meet you.
Nice
How
to
are you?
meet you as well.
What do you do?
I sell real estate.
Yeah?
So houses like this. I sold in this house. Multiple.
What's it like being in that market?
It's my passion. I love it. It's exciting. You know, especially down here. I mean, look at this.
So you're walking.
It doesn't get much better, right?
I had no idea what's about to happen. I find out the shit the way you do. So it's a Forbes interview about the book, I'm assuming. So we'll see. You know? Can you hear us?
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you all. Can you hear me?
Hey, Mark.
I can hear you.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And we are recording. Let's start from the beginning. You're from Poland, correct?
Yes. You know what? The only thing I never knew what I'm gonna do. Funny, I always knew because I'm coming from Poland, from a communist country. I always knew I never want to work for anybody. I always knew I'm gonna be, entrepreneur, and I always knew that I'm gonna work for myself.
When you came here, you lived in, where did you live the first time, in Rochester?
Rochester, New York, upstate New York.
And then you moved to Denver. Where
Denver, Colorado. I'm in Florida, South Florida.
What's it feel like having a book out there?
It feels good. It's a step one. It's a step one. It was good, right?
That's good.
Yeah.
He felt that. You feel it?
Yeah.
Like, the thing is, you have such a contagious message. Because I think nearly everyone, in some way or form, wants to be here, wants to be in this palace on the water, wants to have the jet, wants to have the real estate. And then for you to come and say, actually, guys, that doesn't fulfill you, that doesn't lead to happiness, it's kind of refreshing. Especially in Miami, we see the opposite. We see these guys flexing their Lamborghinis, flexing their women, flexing their whatever they got, their Gucci shirt. And it's a refreshing, honest, authentic, raw, true message.
You know? Everybody fucking want to talk about money.
Yeah.
And this is like the last thing that I want to talk about.
Can I tell you this though? Starting to make a little bit of money now, but from the outsider perspective, the common man perspective, the money gets people's foot in the door. If you were worth 70 grand and you're starting to talk about how you wanted to up, a lot of people are in that shoes. But a guy that has made what you've made talks about that, it's like, holy shit. Like
I only could find people that, because in this society you get level of respect depending how much money you have. And that's what is fucked up. Because the best people that can teach you and they can show you, they don't have a time to share this on social media, they don't have a time to write a book, they don't have a time to be around. Because they're busy, their fathers, they're working 3 jobs. You know what I mean? But because they did not accomplish anything financially, so they don't have a word.
Why do you think that is?
Well, you just said it. Because it's a bullshit story the society is giving to us.
You get judged based on your net worth and...
If you see a homeless guy on the side of the road, do you ever give him $1?
Dude, I did give, 2 homeless people, yes, but not to everybody.
What makes you decide when you'll give them a couple bucks?
I don't give to people that sit on the street and just on the red lights. But like when I go by the homeless people and I see like they're really struggling or picking up stuff from the trash can or just ask me at the store, then I don't have a problem.
You're pretty good, you're right. Good and bad at the same time. Jesus Christ. So you would say you're a risk taker?
Entire life.
Entire life. How long have you been flying private for?
2 years.
You just started pretty much.
Yeah. It's comfort.
How much demand is there for chartering a jet these days?
A lot.
Yeah?
They pretty much charter pretty much all the time.
What is it, if I wanted to rent your plane to fly from here to Chicago, how much would that run me?
$28,000 one way, $30,000.
And how much does one of these cost?
$7 to $10 million.
And what made you decide to get two rather than just one?
Well, what happened is, like, the way I entered the partnership, so they own few of them. So it just came with that. Like,
it just kind of happened?
It just happened. It just comes like that.
Would you say you're frugal?
I think so.
Is it hard for you to spend money?
You know what? It's hard for me to spend money on some things and easy on some other things.
What's
so,
a hard purchase for you?
If I can get the same value for different amount, that's what I'm struggling with.
Polish immigrant, first generation American. Your specialty in real estate was you realize, hey, if you're an immigrant, you don't speak English that well, you kind of get treated like shit as a tenant, and there's not a lot of good options for you. So
you're listening.
So you plugged the hole in the market, and you catered to immigrants, right?
Low income tenants, and that's because that's they're not being taken care of.
A question you got to ask yourself when looking at a bathroom: is this a bathroom that you would take a poo in? If it is, then it's the right bathroom for your client.
Thanks.
When you first moved to America, what job did you have?
Dishwasher.
This was where?
In Rochester, New York.
Okay. How long did you do that for?
I was a dishwasher for a month because I quickly went from washing dishes to help in the kitchen, and I was a busboy and also waiter.
How did you save up the money to buy a fourplex?
I was in college. I was community college, so the community college was very cheap. And I moved back with my parents, and at that time I also was buying and selling cars. So what happened is I was buying like a car after accident, fixing them, and then selling them. I was making profit.
A big thing you did is you were humble enough to move in with your parents.
Yeah.
When most people would say, I just want my own apartment. And you saved a lot of money there.
A lot. It saved me like another, $900 to $1,000 with everything.
You gave the analogy before, like your first 10 properties is a lot harder than your next 100, right? Talk about your philosophy of momentum.
Like we talked about, like pushing a car. It's hard to start, but the second you have a startup, you have it going, for some reason, then even if you think about it, you sleep on it, you think, you breathe, you shed this, like you think, real estate, suddenly everything around you just, starts going to seminars, start asking questions, reading the books about real estate, and you start, and that's the momentum.
Okay, and so how old were you when you bought your first property? 23.
24.
Part of getting rich is you have to own stuff, own your own business, own your own real estate, own something. So this is the first property I got. It's a 4-unit in Milwaukee. This is what's helping me be able to get my second, third, fourth property. Pretty soon I can peace out from the corporate world, do YouTube full time, travel the world with the señorita, and live the lifestyle you want to live, So by 29, how many did you have?
73 properties. I retired.
Free and clear or leverage?
No, leverage.
Okay.
But what happened at that time in Denver, the market moved enormously. Like all the properties were depreciation in Denver, 7 to 9 and then to 12% a year. So, suddenly those properties was worth a lot more. At that time, I flipped all the little properties and I buy bigger. And then the game just started.
Okay, so 29, 72 units, you retire, come back. How many units do you have today?
Thousands.
Thousands?
Thousands.
And you're being vague for personal reasons, right?
Yeah.
But thousands of units.
Mm-hmm.
What's the biggest challenge in owning thousands of rental units?
Operations, having the right crew. I think the biggest, when you even jump from 100 to 200 to 500, from 500 to 1,000, is the infrastructure you have to create. That's the biggest challenge.
Have you ever been close to going bankrupt?
Yes.
Tell me about it.
2008.
You almost lost it all.
Also, that's what happened. That's the first time I hit depression, but I didn't know that's depression. I thought I'm just going broke and I didn't know how to deal with that. I started buying everything I could put hands on, everything, because suddenly I was like in 2096, 98, I was buying properties for $100,000 a unit, and suddenly it's 2008 and everything in Denver started crushing, and I was picking up properties for 27 a door, 21 a door, 19 a door. Wow. So I was buying everything. I'm like, this cannot last. And then Lehman Brothers went out of market. They went bankrupt. And I'm closing a $12 million deal that I closed, that I raised the money, and the market was not recovered. And my investors started Jarek, I need that 20 grand. Okay, so I give him out of cash flow. Suddenly another one, I need 100, I need $1 million. Jarek, I need my $3 million back. I don't have the money, I have to finance the building. Nobody's giving loans. So now suddenly my big investors are coming like, Jarek, it's been a year, I need the money back. It's funny, Tommy, you asking me about the billionaires. I know how liquid they are. To average Joe, they, the money that they have, they're very liquid. But some of them, there's like two schools. Some of them, use all the money and leverage as much as they can, and some of them keep the money for safety. But everybody I know, they have a reserve accounts.
When people hear the word billionaire, they often imagine vaults overflowing with cash, as if $1 billion is just sitting in a bank waiting to be spent. But usually that's far from the truth. Most billionaires don't hold their wealth in cash. They're investors. Jarek's fortune, it's tied up in real estate. Mark Zuckerberg's Facebook equity. And Warren Buffett, an astounding 99% of his wealth is locked into Berkshire Hathaway stock. Why? Because cash sitting in a bank doesn't grow. To become a billionaire, you need to put your money to work. You have to move it, invest it, and strategically place it in vehicles that generate high returns. And some would argue that that's the mindset that separates the wealthy from the ultra wealthy. Jarek took my crew and his family out for dinner, and something noteworthy was that Jarek made his kids stack their phones in the middle of the table to ensure that everyone was fully present for the conversation. I also learned there that his kids worked regular jobs, like for example, his daughter is a waitress. So we hung out together, ate some sushi, and after that, we went back to his house to finish our night.
So, last thing before we get out of here tonight, we have questions from the Instagram chat. Do you care about the poll?
Yeah, all of it. It's of course I do. This is like, I don't divide people. I don't segregate people between the, how financially, how strong or how poor they are, or I qualify people, and I care about all good human beings. If you're poor and dick, no, I don't care about you.
Do your nuts feel bigger because you have money?
I love you guys. Nuts don't. Ego, yes. Your nuts feels bigger, definitely.
In Poland, what kind of family were you born into as far as lower class, middle class, upper class?
In Poland, there was there was lower class, there was middle class, there was no upper class. So I was definitely born in the middle class.
Have you ever been invited to Bohemian Grove?
No, I have no idea what it is.
Like, have you ever been invited to some cult or
No, I haven't.
Is the American dream still possible?
Fuck yes. Huge. And I think it's more possible than ever was before.
Why?
Because of the social media and how quickly with the information exchange and how actually younger and younger people are getting wealthier and wealthier.
We got to dive into your life. We got to learn a lot. I got to experience things that I've never done before. I've never been on a jet before. Thank you for that. Any final thoughts you'd like to leave the audience with?
Remember, everything you need is within you, and the inner wealth is more important than the outer wealth. Enjoy life. Be humble and stay a good human being.
Pleasure, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, I'm getting out of here. It's your bedtime, isn't it?
It is. Holy shit, it's 9:30, brother.
Dude,
it's time.
We kept you up late,
Holy shit. Truly,
Pleasure.
thank you, man. Again, thank you, guys.
All right, we'll see you.
Okay, bye. Peace. Good night, Patrick.
We're on a yacht with a lot of Miami millionaires. We're gonna ask them how they make their money, what industry they're in, what's the most they ever made in a month, best financial decisions, worst financial decisions. Let's explore money, because really, money is just a game, and these people play it well. So let's explore. Do you think you can become a billionaire?
100%.
I sold that business for $115 million.
What would you say your net worth is now? 400 million?
One thing I've picked up about this younger generation is we all want to run our own show, whether it's a YouTube channel, a t-shirt company. We want to be our own boss and do things that matter. Entrepreneurship is very important to me. That's why I spent 16 weeks with Milwaukee 8th graders, leading them through an entrepreneurship course that culminated in a pitch competition where first, second, and third place won money to put towards their startup.
In first place, we got Cyrus.
The topic of wealthy people has been forefront in our country's discussion. Some people villainize them, thinking that they're evil or bad people that somehow took advantage of people to get to the top. Other people celebrate these entrepreneurs and want to aspire to be like them themselves. The first entrepreneur I meet up with is Jordan Welch, a successful multimillionaire YouTuber that has had a variety of businesses. He takes us to meet two of his friends, Zane Jan, a man who is worth a few $100 million himself and is on his way to becoming a billionaire by 30. The other man we get to meet, Eric Spofford, recently sold his company for $115 million. Today we go through mansions, condos, yachts, Rolls Royces, and more to see what it's like living this life. Guys, I'm really excited about today's episode, meeting with Miami ultra millionaires, going on yachts.
You're wearing that?
Yeah, dude, you look kind of like a nerd.
Yeah, big time.
You guys think I should change?
Yeah.
Okay, just 1 second. Oi, someone fetch me a water!
Here we go.
Cheers.
Yo, we still the same ones. When it come to chats, we don't take none. Shit.
Yo,
my boy,
what's up, man?
Again, bro.
Good to see you, bro.
Yeah. Zane, nice to meet you.
What's up, Zane? Awesome to meet you, man.
Tell the people where we are right now, Zane.
So we're here in Miami, Florida. We're 39 floors up here in a penthouse. We're gonna show you a crazy view right now, so let's go. Where I used to grow up, it was like a 500 square foot apartment, and you would open up the window, your view was another brick building. When I first made like my first dollars, it wasn't getting a nice car. The first thing I did was I moved into a high rise with a crazy view, because I was like, to me, that's the most inspiring thing anyone can have.
So Zane, tell the people what you do.
I'm an entrepreneur. I run many businesses, but my main business is a company called Better Earth Solar. We're a residential solar company. So we put on a solar system, we power up your house, you have all the off-grid capabilities. I went to college, I was there for a year. I dropped out of college, I was like, F this, I'm gonna go sell solar.
And what'd you do last month in business?
Almost $40 million. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
So Zane, do you think you can become a billionaire?
100%.
And how old are you now?
27.
And when do you think you'll be a billionaire?
By 30.
How many employees do you have?
650 W2 and 3,000 contractors.
And those are your sales guys?
Those are sales guys, yeah. And you have guys there that maybe work for 3 months and make a few grand, and you have guys there that work for 3 months and make $1 million.
Your number one salesperson in the country?
$3 million. And he's from Wisconsin, yeah.
Represent.
His name's Chance Prachinsky. His first year working with me, he won a white Lambo.
So gentlemen, do we have a yacht to be boarding pretty soon?
Yeah, let's do it.
This is it?
Yeah.
It seems like we're about to hit really tough economic times in this country, and a lot of people feel like creating wealth is out of their reach and they're just destined to be poor or broke or not live an excellent life. Like, what is your mentality on that?
The only reason people never get out of a recession or people get affected by a recession is because they live a life above their means. They end up putting all of their eggs into a few baskets that don't do good today. You could either look at it as an issue or you look at it as the greatest opportunity in your life.
What would you say your net worth is now?
Company-wide, 400 million.
Does that feel crazy to say out loud?
Yeah, but it's, you know, it's a business, dude.
Where are we right now?
We're here at Island Garden Marina. This is the most exclusive marina here in Miami.
Tell us where we are right now.
We're on my 92-foot yacht called the Bonus Rounds. I have a coaching program for entrepreneurs and business owners. We have about 40 of our members on the boat that have flown in from all around the country. Deals are happening, coaching's happening. I grew up just north of Boston, about 40 minutes north of the city. I started getting involved in drugs and alcohol at a young age. I started smoking pot, selling pot.
So far, that's what we have in common with both you and Zane in your entrepreneurial journey. Was selling weed was your first flip.
14 years old was my first ever massive drug purchase and sell.
I swear to God that selling drugs is a better MBA in business than you can get in college. I'm just saying it taught me a lot. When I was 14 years old in 1999, Oxycontin was just hitting the scene.
Don't be afraid to take what they give you. Often, it will be an opioid medication.
Creating this opioid epidemic, but he brought over a 40 milligram Oxycontin pill and we crushed it up, and I sniffed half and he sniffed half, and it birthed an opiate addiction in me on the spot. 6 months later, I had dropped out of high school and I was an IV heroin addict.
What brings you guys here?
Networking, man. Solid event, man. I moved to Miami. It's like a no-brainer, you know.
Seek guidance.
Mentorship, vision.
What kind of industries are you guys in?
I'm in the audio, video, smart home.
Content creation industry.
All things real estate.
I'm in e-commerce.
I do AI consulting. The restaurant, food, and beverage industry.
OnlyFans
I would say luxury jewelry. Real estate. Consulting space. Podcasting.
Solar, baby.
Sales.
What's the most you ever made in a month?
One time I made 180,000 in a day.
150.
300K? 37 grand. 350,000? 52 grand? 60,000.
15, 16?
Probably over $1 million.
What's the most you ever lost in a day or a month?
I lost 50K in one investment. Some guy scammed me. 10, 15K investments.
$60,000 of inventory, just spoilage.
Like 150,000. A few $1 million.
10, 15 grand.
1.2 million. I got fucked over by my old boss.
From 15 years old for about the next 6.5, almost 7 years, I shot heroin, used drugs every day. On December 7th of 2006, after a robbery gone bad, where I had robbed a guy for $82 with a kitchen knife, that's when I got into sobriety. And I've been consistently sober and in recovery since then. I started this sober house in October of 2008. It was me and 11 guys that lived in a house, and I helped them get sober and I helped them change their lives. And that grew into one of the largest providers of addiction treatment on the East Coast. We did $55 million a year in top line revenue. But I sold that business for $115 million.
Do you guys think anybody can be rich?
I think it's a mindset that you're wired and you either have or don't.
Yeah, 100%. Especially nowadays with the access with the internet, with all the opportunity that we have, anybody can become rich.
Anybody that wants it can.
Yeah, completely. 1, work hard. 2, if you have good intention. And 3, you're just surrounded by the right people. It's almost impossible not to have at least a degree of success. Why do you think rich people have been so demonized in our culture as of lately?
Self-reflection, right? They have what I want. It's their fault, not mine. It goes back to the whole excuse thing. So
I mean, most people, they're not willing to do what it takes to become successful, and that pisses a lot of people off nowadays.
Correct.
I have no idea how to dress myself in a club in Miami. What do I gotta wear?
Black fit, black shirt, black jeans.
How much does a designer t-shirt go for?
$200 to $300.
All right, guys, you can do that, or you can shop at Big Dogs Gotta Eat, TommyGMcGee.com. Get the shorts, get the shirts, get the hat, get the ski mask. All of that, you can buy the entire bundle for less than $200 to $300. We got a couple hours to kill before we go to Eric's house for dinner. I gotta find out what t-shirt I'm gonna wear so I don't look like a monkey in Miami. Let's go shopping. I spent $35 on Amazon where I was trying to replicate. What is this? I'm from Milwaukee and I don't know how to dress, and I'm trying to figure out what to wear to a club tonight.
How would you rate this fit, 1 out of 10? A strong 8. If you're in Miami, this is the way to go.
What about the Crocs?
You gotta get rid of the Crocs.
Okay. Is it possible on a budget of like $60 to get a shirt here? Is there anything that I can get?
Wow. I don't think I have anything that low.
I think I gotta go to Zara. $40, okay.
Now we're in the right bracket.
Thank you, you too. I'm starting to be successful as an entrepreneur, but I've been so frugal my whole life.
That's a good thing.
It's hard for me to just look at a t-shirt that's $200 and just buy it.
A lot of it is so superficial, bro, and it's not necessary, you know? You want people to respect you off your name and what you've created, not off of what you wear. And 9 times out of 10, people don't give a shit anyways.
Now we're heading to Eric, the guy that owns the yacht. We're heading to his mansion for a dinner that he's hosting, so we'll see you at his house. This is Eric Spoford's house. Went from drug addict to multi-millionaire. I'm gonna ask Eric how much this house costs. What is your guess?
12?
I was gonna guess even higher, like 14.
My lovely partner in crime, Lori Bedreau, couldn't ask for a better partner. Before I owned this house, this was used as a short-term, high-end Airbnb. I got a picture on my back dock right there of Conor McGregor holding a shark that he caught. If you look up the Little Baby video.
He's playing right now on this speaker.
Yeah, but the song On Me, the music video was all shot at this house.
Crazy about me like on do more than 100 rounds in the screws, yeah. I get real chicks.
Here we got a movie theater. I never actually really use this room though. I don't watch any TV. So this is superhuman protocol. They say that most disease centers from a lack of oxygen in your body. And so I do this thing every day. That thing makes 96% pure oxygen. It fills this bag up, throw one of these face masks on. Right here. and I'll do 10, 15 minutes of straight oxygen. Breaks up your blood and actually pushes the oxygen into your cells.
Are you still in touch with a lot of people from your family that knew you during your addict days?
I really don't have much family. My mom wasn't around and too much when I was growing up and going through all that. It's just me and my dad. It's almost unbelievable, bro. I mean, I was shooting heroin at 15 years old. Pretty much everyone who knew me in my community, friends, family, etc., had written me off as a guy that was either going to die or go to prison, which I should have. Both. 5 overdoses on life support, survived all of them, been stabbed a couple times, been shot at, made it through somehow.
Do you have any photos from back in the day?
That's me with a 45 and a bulletproof vest. We're out robbing drug dealers, yeah.
What is your advice to people that are in really, really tough situations? How they can change their life and turn it around like you did?
I speak out of experience, and so I can only give you guys what worked for me. So I started doing all the things that I didn't want to do and historically hadn't been willing to do. Like the drug dealer trying to break out of the game. When you go and get a fucking honest construction job and you can't ball out of control and spend money like you were doing, you have to be willing to do the shit that you don't want to do and sacrifice and pay that price. I had to put my head down and work. Like I spent 2 years cutting trees down, logging, like barely getting by.
Is that where you got some of the startup funding to buy your first piece of real estate?
The problem is they want it overnight.
Yeah.
Dude, I kicked a dope habit on a couch. I didn't sleep for a month. I was puking, pissing, and shitting just to get off the drugs. And then I was walking to jobs and walking to work. My first business, I didn't make any money for years. I lived with those dudes. I moved out of the $550 a month apartment in the projects to move into the sober house to live with 11 men to start this business. Wow. And I stayed there for 2 years because I've been doing it for so long. It's like this. But most people don't survive the very early stages of it because they feel like they're spinning their wheels and not getting anywhere. But it's necessary. 100%.
How can the people find you, Eric?
Jumping on YouTube, just starting to put out content there now, and so appreciate any subscribers that jump over. I'm brand new on YouTube, but I'm heaviest on Instagram.
I was talking in the car with my team, all the people that impressed me today, and you were at the top of that list. You're 23 years old, you're running a 150 plus person operation. Tell me a little bit more about that.
My name is Travis, living in SoCal right now, working in the solar industry. Started out in selling alarms door to door in good old Ohio. Realized I was kind of decent at selling.
Did you go to college?
I did for a semester, and then I realized that it wasn't for me, so I ended up dropping it.
Were you already doing door to door at this point, or did you drop out and then go door to door?
Dropped out and then went to door to door.
So you do very well under pressure, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Okay, so how soon did you go from dropout to, hey, I'm Travis and I'm successful?
Yeah, so I mean, first year sales didn't make too much money, but got the skill set.
What's not too much money?
I made like 20 grand my first summer.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Next year, made my first 6 figures. It was in 4 months, ran about a 50-man pest control team. Had my buddy who was showing me some numbers in the solar, and I was like, okay, this is the real deal. We ended up starting our own company, and now we're here. Message to you guys is keep on growing, keep on pushing.
Even if I were to become a billionaire, I don't think I'll ever spend money on bottle service. It was interesting to see people express money in a different way than I've ever seen before. Being rich can mean a lot of things to a lot of different people. To me, it's about finding a purpose and a passion that you love and chase it. It's about building a community, a family of friends around you that you love. And it's about living a life that you can be happy and proud of. What does being rich mean to you? What's the most that's ever been in your bank account at one time?
million. Bought one of the biggest mountains in Georgia on 127 acres. We're gonna go check it out right after we leave here.
How the f did they do this? This is how you get monkeypox, dude. All right, today, folks, let's talk money. Let's talk $100 million. We're gonna be talking to a guy, Abraham Gray, an entrepreneur, investor, a whole lot of things, worth $100 million, and see what it's like to be him. Hello, hello.
What's up?
How you doing, man?
Good.
Good to meet you.
Yeah,
Ooh, looking good in the shirt.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
When we were figuring out everything that we were gonna do, I was like, well, shit, let's make sure we can fit it all in the day.
Are all these images your brands on the wall?
Yeah. I actually have a bunch more we just didn't make it.
Come over here and look at these gloves. So this man, not only is he a businessman, but he also has entered the cage and tested his courage there. How many times did you make that walk?
6 fights.
Man.
But I was old when I started. At my first fight, I was 38.
So what made you wake up and say, I'm going into a cage fight?
Man, I just got into jiu-jitsu and I did karate my whole life. I was like, man, I just got to get in there and just see how I
Test yourself?
Yeah.
I think a lot of winners I meet, there's this inborn thing is like you constantly have to put a hurdle in your own path
For sure.
to see how you do.
Yeah.
He does a lot of real estate, but also a lot of his businesses look like experience-based businesses where you go and have a good time. Putt Nation. Are you a drinker yourself?
I don't drink at all. I never drink.
Are you a sober man?
Yeah, I just never drink. I just don't like it.
Do you have any vices?
I mean, I like to work a lot.
Yeah.
I have this addiction to making money.
I'm putting in the title of the video, Day in the Life of a $100 Million Man. Is that a fair title?
In this business right here, Goldmax, I made $100 million in profit.
Abraham, is it true that you made your first million off of Beanie Babies?
I made my first million off of baseball cards.
Baseball cards?
But I made my first 10 million off of Beanie Babies.
What a niche market, man. This is fake money.
I have escape rooms, and in the bank heist room, we have like millions and millions and millions of dollars.
What do you think about rappers that are like always like...
I mean, that's their thing. If I was a rapper, I'd do the same shit.
Is there any flex you do or you feel like you're low-key about your dough?
I was super, super low-key about everything. I very rarely even posted on social media until 2019, 2020.
So some people would look at your position and say, you have all the wealth you need. Fame can be a weird thing to get into. Some people want to be rich but undercover.
Yeah. The more I do on social media, the more my businesses grow.
What's your average stress level throughout a day or a week?
I'm never stressed. I literally have no stress in my life, ever. I just know like whatever I can get to, and whatever I don't, I don't. Did you wrestle in college?
Yeah.
He's gonna be way quicker and he'll get a good start, but it's not gonna end good.
I think this confidence is good for his business, but I don't know if it's gonna work on the mats. Tell us what we're about to see right now.
We're in the main level of the house, and you want to go check out my gym and my movie room and some other cool shit I did, so we're gonna take the elevator downstairs.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
Oh, got it.
Oh my god, alright, so come on. Nothing was here when I bought the house, I put all this shit in. So basically, here's my gym. I used to train a lot here. Since I have my own gym, I just kind of go there. That's where we used to page work, jiu-jitsu, karate. My wife uses it to work out. My kids do like karate since they were 3 years old. So
Massage room.
So yeah, so I get 2 massages every single week.
Now that's a luxury item that when I'm really banking in the bucks, I'm investing in that.
So they just come here every week, and
that's why your glutes are so loose?
You don't have a massage room?
Mm-mm.
So here's my movie room. So this is the coolest thing. So when I first bought this house, I was like, dude, I want to have like the coolest house out of anyone I know. And I know a lot of people have movie rooms, right? But very few people have concession rooms with a movie room.
Because big dogs gotta eat, right?
So I built this fake wall that looks like a pendant.
Certainly a UFC fan, I see, a fight fan.
Yeah, I like UFC. I have, basically all the different candies and drinks. My kids come here and rate it.
You charge your kids $6 for popcorn? Inflation's hitting this household hard, huh?
Plus tax. So our phones are gonna keep ringing.
Is this appropriate for children's movie theater, Abraham?
Dude, so my children, I curse like a motherfucker in front of them. I don't block anything out.
So first word they learned was probably f***.
Yeah, for sure.
How often do you actually use
this room? Before COVID, I used to have a ton of people come here every single month for all the UFC fights.
So building community is really important to you?
Yeah, for sure. And everyone that comes here is friends of mine, really from jiu-jitsu. I have other friends that, from real estate. So I built all this.
Wow, imagine watching a UFC night in this. How often do you take your elevator?
My wife and kids use it almost every day. I don't use it hardly that often.
How is it that your number gets leaked? Wouldn't you want your number a little bit more protected?
It's skip traced. He knows, right? I get anyone that owns homes, you can skip trace them and get anyone's number. And then basically what they do is these guys are just keep calling, trying to buy your homes. So because I own hundreds of homes, I literally get crazy amounts of calls.
Would you say you're a healthy eater?
I try to be.
I noticed the cookie jar is awfully low.
That's not me. That's my daughter is bad.
Yeah.
I tell my wife not to buy this stuff, and she buys it anyway. I'm like, don't leave it in the house. But I really haven't been eating any sugar the last couple months. I got a few different stairs. This is one of them.
So you have 3 kids?
Yeah.
They're growing up in an extremely nice life. How do you deal with money around your kids? Do you plan on leaving them money? How do you navigate that?
I give them money for their birthday. That's pretty much about it. My older kid actually works at the karate studio as like a helper, and he gets paid to do that. My other 2 kids are too young to work, but they want to work and make money.
Let's just say you die on this earth with $100 million. How much of that would you leave your kids? How much are you putting into charity?
I have a will. It all goes to my kids in life.
I think it could be a great gift to be the son or the daughter of someone very wealthy, but also can be a curse, right? I'm guessing a lot of sons of really wealthy people are depressed and
100%.
I mean, how do you navigate that?
I mean, I'm basically going to be watching them, and as they grow up, what their attitude is. If one of them turn out not to be that good, then
You'll write them out a little bit?
I mean, I think you have to. Because I'll be blown and it'll go to something stupid.
If they come to you and they say, Dad, these new Yeezys just came out, can I get them?
I make them do something for me to get something.
Do they have to get their hands dirty at all? Like what?
Yeah, they do all the chores. They take out the trash, they fill up the water in the fridge, they pretty much do everything. Here's my bedroom.
You go to sleep looking at your security cameras? Is that ever...
Yeah.
Is that a comforting thing to fall asleep to?
I have a gate, so it's hard to get in anyway. I actually have double the amount of cameras as this. This is only half one.
Like, I don't see a bunch of Jordans and Yeezys. Like, where would you say your splurges
Dude,
are?
I have the cheapest shit. If someone broke in my house, they'd be disappointed.
So you're not much of a materialist?
No, not at all. These are all gold IBJJF. I usually pretty much get gold or silver. This actually is a waterfall. I'm in here multiple times a day.
That's nice, man. Are you good at being able to just sit back and enjoy what you have?
Yeah, 100%. Jiu-jitsu I really enjoy. I enjoy just hanging out in the jacuzzi, chilling. There's a lot of things like self-care stuff I do and I really enjoy and just relax and reflect on stuff. Rock climbing wall, zip line. This right here used to be like fountains and all kinds of stuff and concrete. I took it all out. I put a field here so we play ball.
We've kind of got to see how your kids are growing up. What was your childhood like? What's your story?
My parents got divorced right before I was 2 and I ended up moving with my mom. I lived in like a 1-bedroom apartment with her from when I was like 2 till when I was like 9. We didn't really have shit.
I'd heard part of the backstory was that you were in and out of foster cares.
Yeah, when I was 12 years old, I didn't get along with either of my parents. From 12 to 16, I lived with a lot of different foster families.
Were you kind of a bad kid?
I was a very bad kid. And I was bad all through my early 20s.
Were they on the misdemeanor or felony level?
No, they're felony. When I got to high school, I was like the most likely to be in jail the rest of my life.
So you could have your own driver, but you just don't want to?
It's just not convenient. My wife helps me a lot. She'll drive just so I could like answer emails.
There's a strong sentiment in this country, say like eat the rich, no one should be super rich.
It's just jealous. The only reason why people don't like people is because they're jealous of them usually. And obviously as soon as they get rich, they don't feel that way anymore. And there's so many stories out there with people that were homeless that are now multi-millionaires. I mean, Alex Rose, he was homeless like literally a year before I bought the program. He's worth hundreds of millions of dollars now. I don't know if they cleaned it out yet. It might
So this was a hoarder house.
Yeah, let's go.
And that doesn't scare you away from a property?
No.
A house this small with 2 dumpsters is crazy. This is a place you really want to walk through with sandals on?
You don't want to. But
Golly fucking Jenkins.
this thing was like this high though.
Ew.
Can't be scared though, you just gotta do it.
Oh! How? How?
I just bought this house. Hold your... Oh shit, I didn't bring my flashlight. Just keep your nose closed because it's fucking cold. This is the master right here.
Hold on. Oh my gosh!
Bro, this is the master bedroom.
How the fuck did they do this?
I don't know.
This is how you get monkeypox, dude. This is the most disgusting property I've ever seen in my life.
How could somebody you gotta look,
Whoa, I don't want to follow.
see how crazy.
Okay, let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. And it's just all over their whole house. Oh! Abraham, when people picture what they think your life might be like, they picture glamour and glitz, and you have butlers, and there's dolphins in your pool at your house. You're walking through this.
I love this shit.
So you get down and dirty.
I love this shit.
I hope people appreciate the amount of work and what you have to be willing to do to be in this position. It's not easy. We just got done rolling, now we're checking out the rest of the gym.
I'm not gonna talk about what happened during rolling because some people ain't gonna wanna know.
Old dogs have tricks, old dogs have tricks.
This is our personal training area. We have all kinds of weights that you could possibly want. We have boxing classes at the end.
Wow, sauna in the gym, huh? Oh man, if you wanna relax, you wanna cut weight, this is a great place.
Great place to cut weight.
Wow, look at this.
So this mural was actually done by someone that used to work at Sherman-Williams next door. It took him like a year to do all this. He did it by hand, it's crazy. So this is my shopping center, one of my shopping centers.
So guys, Abraham has this entire strip right here. Gym, furniture store.
This is the arts and crafts studio and a axe throwing location. Blue Belt that owns that, he rented it from me.
That little coffee shop. So this is his axe throwing gym.
Quick axe and get out of here. You got it, man. First, bullseye. There you go, bullseye. All the way back, and move forward and swing it hard past the hip. Oh, nice. There you go, bullseye.
All right, guys, we're gonna edit out all the 74 times before that.
Okay, let's go. When I bought this shopping center, I didn't want anyone to mess with me. So what I did was I bought 3 houses in the neighborhood. I bought the next 3 houses. So I own all the houses. They're friends, so I'm renting them cheap. I'm renting them for like $2,000 only. They would rent for closer to 3. But they're friends of mine. I take good care of it. I know I can do whatever I want. They're not going to bother me. So it just works out for everybody. This is an arts and crafts studio. I got this idea from Paint and Sip. Those were like crazy popular. I knew some people making millions of dollars on Paint and Sip places, but I couldn't open up a Paint and Sip. There were just too many of them. I was like, you know what? I don't think people really give a shit about painting. I think they just like going to hang out, being able to bring your own food and drinks.
All right, so Abraham, you do a lot of different types of business. Is there anything you sell? Like, would you sell cigarettes? Would you sell painkillers? Would you sell anything that's...
I would sell anything that's legal. If it's not legal, I wouldn't mess with it, but if it's legal, I would mess with it.
So gambling, nude videos?
Of course.
Doesn't matter if they're smoking cigarettes, eating 17 cheeseburgers in a day.
I think it's stupid for people that do that, but it's their choice. If that's what they want to do.
And someone's gonna make money off of it, might as well be you.
100%.
Let's go eat lunch.
Big dog's got to eat.
So we're here at a cryotherapy place.
This will wake you the up for sure, and you're gonna feel so good. And on the ride to the mountains, you're gonna be happy we came here.
We gotta be awake if we're visiting a mountain that this man owns.
Bought one of the biggest mountains in Georgia, 127 acres. We're gonna go check it out right after we leave here.
How often does a mountain get listed for sale?
Not often.
And then when you're ready, we'll just knock on this door and we'll freeze you. What song are we doing?
You know the song Cash Out by Little Toe?
He wants to get lit.
You're gonna be at -220.
Okay.
He's like rocking.
So many rounds, I don't need to hang. So many clips, he could get a tape. Dope boy fresh with a stick on me. Dope boy fresh with a stick on me.
The second song you put on was the shit.
So how'd you like it?
I feel good.
Yeah, it's crazy refresh. Crazy refresh.
I feel like I could just like
go again. We could go roll again.
Yeah.
No gi this time. He's like the gi.
I'm charged up.
Feel good afterwards.
Okay, let's go to a mountain, huh?
Let's go to a mountain. Tesla's charging station.
So, what are the simple pleasures in life that you enjoy?
I really enjoy when a deal happens. That's really, I get like super, super happy, and I feel like, wow, I just accomplished something. Anytime I accomplish something, I really get like a joy out of that. And of course, you know, hanging out with my wife, hanging out with my kids on the weekends and when I have time.
It sounds like you don't get as happy or as excited about normal things.
I don't give a shit about most stuff that people will get happy about. It just doesn't like do a whole lot for me.
Do you feel like that is one of your secrets to being able to win, is that you were kind of singularly obsessed with closing a deal, and the other distractions that most people would fall into, you don't fall into?
100%. So the things that used to disappoint me when I was little, that I used to stress about or be unhappy about, were like when I expected something or wanted something and I couldn't get it. So now like I just don't ever expect anything, ever want anything, and when I do get something, I don't get that excited about it because I didn't expect it, I didn't care about it, and when I don't get it, it doesn't really affect me in a bad
So
way.
you don't have a roller coaster emotional compass. You're kind of...
I'm so flat.
What about the birth of a child?
Yeah, like it's crazy, but it doesn't do that much for me. It's crazy.
Losing your virginity.
Yeah, I mean, no.
Do you wish you could feel more of that for the simple joys of life?
Not really, because I do feel good a lot of times, but it's just I always feel good. So it's like I'm not like ever on a crazy high, but I'm always above average. So you know, it works for me.
Do you ever picture retirement? Like, do you ever picture you're just relaxing?
I feel like I'm retired. Because what is retirement really? Retirement is when you get to do whatever you want and don't have to feel committed to do something. There's nothing that I have to do right now that I have to do. Like if I wanted to say, look, I don't want to look at deals anymore, I'm done. I never have to look at deals. I only do it because it's fun.
But it's hard for you to relax.
That relaxes me. Like doing these deals relaxes.
If you don't do anything, do you become stressed?
Yeah. That's
Intense?
the only time I ever become stressed is when I am not doing stuff. When I go on vacations and I'm gone for a week, man, that would be probably the only time that I even get like, I wouldn't say stressed, but like close. Like I'm like, what am I missing?
You're an interesting man, Abraham Gray. Okay, so this is the business that did $100 million.
I had over 300 locations of these all across the country. This was one of my first 2 locations that I ever opened.
What kind of money was this doing when it was at its prime with you?
I was making $100,000 a month in profit just off this one location. What's up? I've seen you forever.
How do you screen people to see if they rob stuff to bring it in, or?
Report everything they purchased to the police department.
Everything has to be reported, and then they come and look at everything. If anything matches a robbery description, they'll come and take it. Crazy thing about diamonds is, literally, it's probably worth a third of what retail.
Diamond's a dirty business, isn't it?
Very, very. We set up, we put some big signage out, and before you knew it, people were just coming in, selling us gold, and just making a crazy amount of money. You want to check the back out? Look at this. There's money. I ran 20,000.
There are a lot of people out there that listen to this. They hear about all the businesses you have, have $100 million sounds so unattainable. If you started over at zero right now, what would you do to get to $100,000? Some people would just be happy with $100K in the bank.
It's impossible to get to where you want to get day one. Like people are like, how do you have 300 stores? It's impossible. I would have failed if I did 300 stores. I did 2 stores. And then from 2 stores, I went to 5, from 5 to 10. If your goal is to have $100,000, make $2,000, then make 5, then make 10, then make 20, then make 50. And then before you know it, you'll be at 100, but you're not going to make it right away.
There's 70% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck right now, and we need to find a way to create wealth. What would you tell those people?
They got to figure out what they like doing, and they got to figure out what they're good at, and they need to figure out a way to make money at what they like doing and what they're good at, and to go after it. Anyone could own a business. Anyone could do this stuff. Like Jimmy, who owns this business that probably does really well now, he worked for me for years. He grew from working at the front to being a manager to owning the store. As long as you care enough about progressing, if you're trying to get it overnight, you're going to fail or do something crazy because that's basically asking for disaster. So look at all this. This is all...
Are this ancient Indian
I have no idea.
medieval weapons? Or?
That's probably a sex toy. But you go on eBay and that's... Yeah. This is...
That's $200.
Well, I hear the mountains calling.
All right.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks a lot. I had no interest in buying anything this far away from Atlanta, and when I came here, I was like, dude, I gotta buy this. They're painting it. They're all built in the 18s and 17s. The oldest one is 1775.
That one.
The stagecoach. So it actually has slave quarters in it.
Oof. So we're at the base of the mountain right now. You're developing these for Airbnbs right now.
How many does this sleep right here, Stacey?
About 50.
That used to be a hotel that some of the third vice president of the United States stayed in. So the mountain's like way the up there, it's like crazy far up. This is the oldest one, 1775. These are like we're gonna put stuff like this all through all the cabins. These are like the actual tools they used to build it, like the actual nails. That's what they used in the 1700s. People were short back then because there's a lot of short doors. So yeah, the slave quarters is up here. So the slaves they made really shitty quarters for. We're gonna leave and this is where they all stayed. You go up there, 1775.
We weren't even officially a country yet.
No, this is a year before we were officially a country is when this was built. And this is South Carolina, so this was in the Confederate States. So they had the slaves the longest.
But look, they can't even stand up to do anything.
No, they can't stand up. They didn't care about them. They made it as cheap and as easy as possible for them.
Imagine being like, oh, I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
After I worked all day and I can't even stand up. That's bullshit, man.
Yeah.
It's a good thing we had the Civil War, huh?
Yep. Let's go to one that's almost finished, and then we can go to the mountain.
Abraham, how many construction projects do you have running at one time?
A lot. I'm not even sure how many. I know that I have a few hundred homes. I probably have at least 10% of them under construction, so at least 30. Yeah.
On this property alone, at any given time, there's like 40 people that work on this property.
So how many people do you employ through all the businesses you do? Like how many people have a job because you are alive?
Well, it's probably close to 1,000. It's probably at least 800. But when I had the gold business, I mean, it was in the thousands.
Is that something you take pride in? Like the fact that many people have a job because you are moving and grooving and doing your thing?
I get really close to a lot of people that work for me, especially people that I see on a day-to-day basis.
Sir, is a firearm for animals, for humans, or a little bit of both?
Bears.
Animal. There's bears.
Is there a big bear that lives around here? Have you met him personally?
Yes, I have.
Is he a fine man or no?
He took off running the other way when he realized I was there.
How many people can say a 600-pound bear runs from them? This guy.
This is one of the smallest ones. It's a 1-bedroom.
So a mixture of rustic and luxury, kind of.
We're trying to get a lot of rustic on the outside and then like the walls, but like we want people to have luxury when they come here, so they want to keep coming back.
Do you ever stay in the places that you own?
100%. When we first get these ready and get these open, me and my partners are going to stay for like at least a week or a week and a half in every single unit for a few days to make sure that they're all good, because that's the only way that you know.
You yourself are going to stress test the unit.
I'm going to myself stress test these, yeah, for sure. And it's a nice getaway. It'll be fun. There's a lot of stuff to do here.
You'll take the kids and have a good time?
100%.
Is that a mosque or a church?
It's a church.
It may be hard to tell for people, but the mountain that he owns is there, and we're going to see it once we're at the top because it's kind of disguised by all the trees. Wonderful truck over here, got us to the top.
I just bought a Tesla. I think I should get it this week.
You have a Tesla. What makes you want to get another one?
I want a brand new one, a 2020. So the reason is because my car can't make it all the way here to this mountain and back home on one charge. The new Teslas can make it here, back home, and then probably here again. So,
Also, watch your ankles here. There's a lot of snakes.
but we're on top of a mountain. Like we're like a fucking mile above where we just were. So we're on the top of the mountain right here. We're on top of Trembly Bald. We're above almost any single place in Georgia you could be right now.
You pretty pumped?
I don't get that excited, but it's kind of cool.
I'm excited. I've never met anyone that owns a mountain yet, so
yeah.
That's a check in your hat, huh? because I'm a pretty good source of mountain knowers, you know what I mean? I think this is a good time to end the episode on some Instagram questions from the audience. So thank you guys for all the questions you submitted on Instagram. First, how has money impacted your social life?
So I actually had been with my wife since 1997. So relationship-wise, it hasn't really impacted me. But as far as all my friends and stuff, I actually hang out with mostly all the people that I do jiu-jitsu with, or all the people that I do real estate with. Nobody would know anything about me other than I'm just a regular guy. If you saw me on the street, what would you think?
I think borderline metrosexual, but pretty cool.
There you go. So
what do you think the most lucrative avenue is that you can go into to make money?
So I think the two best ways to make money is definitely in real estate and in business. Now, I've made most of my money in business, but I've made a ton of money in real estate. Save up some money with real estate, or save up some money with just doing some odds and end jobs, save it, invest it, and then definitely at some point you need to own your own business.
What's a downside to being a $100 million man?
So honestly, there is no downside at all. I could do whatever I want. I work because I have fun doing it.
That's a blessing for sure. How'd you make your first million?
When I was younger, I collected baseball cards, football cards. I turned 15, I started selling them. I was making around $50,000 a year when I was 15, then I was making 100 when I was 16, and every single year I made a few $100,000 more and more. I was actually able to save $1 million by the time I was 19.
Wow. What's the worst purchase you ever made?
I bought costume stores and different things like that I didn't really know what I was doing when I was doing due diligence in my early 20s, and those ended up not being so good. I lost, multiple hundred thousands on some of those. As far as real estate goes, I bought some properties back in 2007, 8. Probably been a few properties back when the market turned that I lost over 100,000 plus on each one. I'm buying so many that the amount that I lose on is so small that it's worth taking the risks.
Have you ever been asked to be someone's sugar daddy?
I never have, never interested. Married, I have 3 kids. I've been with my wife for 26 years, but thanks for the offer.
Would you rather have all of your wealth right now or go back to being 20 years old and broke?
Knowing what I know now, for sure.
You don't enjoy your place in life so much that you just say, I'm good?
No, because instead of making $100 million, I could have made $1 billion.
And so what?
Psychological. Like if there's somebody better than you, you always want to better yourself, but you always want to see if you can get to these other people's levels.
Okay, let's say you're #1 in the world. Then what? You're happy?
I'm happy whether I have the amount of money I have now. I'm happy whether I had half of the amount of money I had now. It's nothing to do with happiness. It has to do with there's something in you that if you don't progress every single day or every single month, you just don't feel as good about yourself.
Do you even check the prices of things when you buy it?
Never. I haven't checked prices on almost anything in so long. The only thing I will check prices on if I buy a new car or, when I'm buying homes.
To make sure you're not getting screwed.
Yeah, just because when I buy a home, I'm doing it for investment, so I want to make sure that I'm buying it so I can resell it. As far as anything like hotels or food or entertainment or massages or whatever it is, I could care less. It's irrelevant.
What's the most that's ever been in your bank account at one time?
$10 million, $15 million. It's really, really stupid to keep a lot of cash at any time in your bank because you're just not making any money with the money in your bank. I keep way less than that now. Never have more than $5 million. It would be a lot right now just because it's stupid.
Mr. Abraham Gray, it's been a fascinating journey in your world, seeing all sorts of things that you are up to. And I think you have a great story that you can start with zero in your pocket. You can make something of yourself in this country. You can be an investor, an entrepreneur, a business owner across many different fronts. And I think you can too at home if you apply yourself the right way.
Anyone can do it. Like all the richest people I know, or all the rich people or friends that I know, were broke and they made it all themselves, but without being handed anything to them. It's just a matter of really wanting it and figuring out something that works and then building it to whatever level that you want to build it to.
Sir, pleasure.
Hey, big dogs gotta eat.
Massive Chinese hack into phone systems right here in the U.S.
New details tonight on what's being called one of the worst cyber hacks in history, with federal officials revealing they've been investigating China for months.
U.S. officials today went public with new details about a massive and ongoing Chinese hack of multiple U.S. telecom companies.
Tommy G was hacked by Ryan Montgomery.
What the?
What?
I'll do it again.
hell?
Watch. What's the email you use to sign up for the most things?
Whoa!
Yeah, we're not showing that one. Yeah.
You can buy an organ online?
I mean, essentially, yeah. I got this text message from my friend's wife. It was a website that was on the clear web, and it was talking about people that were, really interested in children in a horrible way. So I started to take things into my own hands.
Hackers are these sort of cyber gangsters out there armed not with a Glock, but with a computer. And with just a keyboard, they have the power to do things like take your social security number, crash the websites of major companies, leak state secrets, and spy on you. When hackers engage in cyber warfare, that is, when one nation's hackers attack an enemy government, the damage can be catastrophic. For example, in 2023, it was revealed in a secret White House meeting that Chinese hackers had gained the ability to shut down dozens of US ports, power grids, and other infrastructure targets. With that type of power, hackers might be the single greatest threat to our national security. Today, we sit down with America's top hacker, Brian Montgomery, a man you may have seen on podcasts like The Sean Ryan Show or Valuetainment. He's ranked #1 on hacker leaderboard Try Hack Me, and he uses his skills to ethically hack and help bust international sex trafficking rings. Today, he shows us his powers in action. Let's get right into it. Today we meet with one of the most potentially dangerous people we've ever met with, a hacker, which kind of sounds unlikely that they could be dangerous, but these guys have the power to topple nation states by leaking information or exposing government secrets. They have the power to take your information and steal your money. If they want to be diabolical, a hacker is a very powerful person. So anyways, we're pulling up. I have some bad news for you.
Yeah?
I already got into your mainframe and I have everything.
Take it all.
How are you?
Pretty good.
What is a hacker?
A hacker, so my explanation of a hacker is somebody that has the ability to think in a way where they're looking at a device or they're looking at an object and they don't look at it for what its capabilities are out of the box or what people may interpret it to do. They're going to try to modify it to do something that it wasn't originally designed to do. I think it's more of a mentality. I think that you are like a YouTube hacker. In my brain, I think that if you found a way that a thumbnail works in a specific case, or a title works, or maybe you switch the title every 3 days and that ramps up your views, that's hacking. You're using a system that's not designed to work that way, and you're abusing the system for your benefit. This thing is pretty dope right here.
Is there a... Yeah.
That's a...
Casually hidden under a pillow.
Most air guns will leak air if you leave air in them. Mm-hmm. Well, this thing, you pop a CO2 cartridge in it. Oh, shoot. These balls in there.
What are they called? The pellets? Like the pepper spray pellets?
Yeah, but these have pepper spray and tear gas. I'm not like a defense type of guy, but I definitely like to have some stuff ready.
So you being publicly known as a hacker, did you ever get targeted yourself by other hackers?
Yes. So basically I became the administrator of a forum called Digital Gangster, and a guy didn't like that. His name was Jarek. He didn't like that I became the administrator, and he used an IP relay service to reach out to my local police department when I lived in Pennsylvania, said that I had bombs strapped to the windows, I had people tied up in chairs, people dead, all kinds of horrible things. I remember the exact number. 86 police officers showed up at my house, SWAT team, everybody was there. So I was at serious risk of being shot or someone in my family being shot. And one of the cops there knew me. So he ran into the house first and was like, "Ryan, is everything okay?" And I'm like, yeah, everything's good. What do you mean? Because I didn't know this was coming. I had no idea. They did catch the one guy after one dude was murdered. I could bring him up. He was calling in bomb threats and SWATs, and he was doing it as a service for people that he didn't know. But you want to see his face? Yeah, serial swatter Tyler Barris sentenced to 20 years for death of Kansas man shot by police. That's a SWAT face if I've ever seen one.
My brother had a little bit of a similar origin story to you, as far as he was about 9 years old, 10 years old, got a computer, and he would just be in his room, like taking it apart, fixing it. Yeah. Then he started doing low-level hacks. Like I would just go into his room and he'd be like looking through security cameras of different, I don't even know where, like just finding ways into that. He was an early adopter of the Silk Road.
Oh, really?
For those of you that don't know, you'd be amazed at what people are selling on the online black markets. Organs, drugs, weapons, and more. One of the early and most famous online black markets was called the Silk Road. It started in 2011 by a man named Ross Albrecht, and he created the site on the premise of individual freedom and voluntary exchange. About 70% of what was sold on the site were drugs like mushrooms, DMT, and marijuana, but the Silk Road also offered things like fake IDs and forged artwork. I myself partook in the herbs shipped to my house that a family member purchased on the site using Bitcoin. Eventually, Ross was caught by the FBI and handed a controversial sentence of double life plus 40 years, a sentence typically reserved for a serial killer or a mafia boss. Additionally, the Fed seized over $1 billion of Bitcoin. Libertarians and other advocates of individual freedom hope Trump will pardon Ross during his second term. But as it stands now, he has spent nearly 10 years in the United States Penitentiary in Tucson, Arizona. He told me about Bitcoin when it was like $12 a coin.
Okay, all right, so 2013, 14.
Yes,
yep.
I wish I had followed his advice.
Yeah, I've been in there as long as that, about 2012, maybe 2011, but 2012.
Oh, and speak of the devil.
Yeah, I have one tattooed on me. I mean,
do you think it actually is the currency of the future from a hacker's perspective?
I genuinely believe it's a currency of the future for many reasons. I mean, you see what the politicians are saying, or one of the major ones is saying about it being the new gold, basically, like the new foundation of our currency.
What can a hacker do to take your information or to take your money?
If I was on the bad side right now, if I was a black hat hacker, the first thing that I would do is go to that recent data breach. It was called the National Public Data Breach, which had roughly 3 billion rows of data in it. There's only 300 million Americans. And I would be using that database to get your social, all your previous addresses. I'd start to find your family members based on the information in that database. Apply for some credit cards, try to get some products online, maybe use some finance companies online to buy some products, ship them to a virtual address, like a burner address. That's where I would start.
What's the modern day equivalent to the Silk Road? The dark web?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of marketplaces on the dark web.
Can you show us what they look like?
Oh yeah. So I mean, I'm just gonna look it up as if I've never seen it, because that's genuinely, I don't know of any good ones right now, but we're about to find out.
Because that's where you can buy people's credit cards, that's where you can buy guns, that's where you can buy almost anything, right?
Yeah.
You can buy an organ online?
I mean, essentially, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of different services that claim you can buy a lot of things. So I know for sure, guns, drugs, unfortunately, children, some adults.
You can literally buy humans online?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty bad.
So you fight child trafficking. How do you go about doing that?
I got this text message from my friend's wife. It was a website that was on the clear web, and it was talking about people that were, really interested in children in a horrible way, which is like the nicest way I can put that. The goal was to just DDoS their website, which is a very simple, basic attack to just hold their server down. And I knew I could pull that off bare minimum. And
which is basically crashing their website?
Yeah. I was able to exfiltrate all of their users and their entire database. Then digging deeper into that database, I found there were 4 other databases that they had backed up from previous websites. The first user in the database was an administrator, and he was a politician that ran for Congress twice in Virginia named Nathan Larson.
One of the first guys that Ryan busted was a wannabe politician named Nathan Larson. The repulsive things this man did are too vile to describe on YouTube, but let's just say he was a PDF file advocate and ran a website that catered to other sick adults like himself. Ryan eventually got enough evidence of Nathan's actions that even O.J. Simpson wouldn't have been able to beat the case, but for some reason both law enforcement and media decided to ignore it. Thankfully, karma found Nathan and he later perished in prison. Furthermore, this incident opened Ryan's eyes to the evil things happening online. He realized there were kids out there that needed protection, and this launched Ryan onto a path that would lead to many, many PDF files being brought to justice.
I talked to 11 different reporters. They all were very excited to run this story. I had it in detail. All 11 of them came back to me individually and told me that their legal team was not willing to run it in various ways. And then 6 months later, he got arrested in Denver, Colorado with a 12-year-old girl. That broke my heart. It really genuinely did, because I felt like something could have been done about that, until I started catching them locally around here with a friend, a professional MMA fighter, Dustin Scrappy Lampros. It worked out, and it got the word out there to people that this is a real issue.
Should we be concerned about the power of the Chinese and the infiltration they have in this country?
I think that it's a legitimate concern, yeah. Cyber attacks, I think it's going to be, if not already, the modern warfare. China has some seriously crazy hackers, and they're very powerful.
As we were in the middle of editing this video, a cyber attack occurred. In what's being called a major breach, Chinese state-sponsored hackers were apparently able to infiltrate the US Treasury cloud storage and steal documents at will. The Chinese have, of course, denied the allegations, but between Chinese cyber attacks and the unusual drone and weather balloon activities, it seems like the Chinese are testing us, leading me to wonder, when it comes to the world of cyber warfare, who has the upper hand, us or them?
Most people will recognize this as a garage door opener. It's pretty straightforward. Opens and closes a garage. And my garage door is a rolling code system. So every time you hit the button, it sends a different code. Like the old school ones had these things called dip switches, and that would be a static code that always stayed the same. And if you captured that signal, it would always work. So I'm gonna take the rolling code from this garage door clicker, which is gonna put it out of sync, and I'm gonna have forever access to my garage door by just clicking this button. So if I hit frequency analyzer, I figure out what frequency this is. It says 390, right? Bring it to 390, and then I'm gonna hit it again. And you see how it just says security plus here? So if I save this, well, I'll just keep it up for now. So hold this so you know I'm not using anything. I hit send. Garage is closing. Hit it again. Opening. Hit it again. So now, every single time I have forever access to this garage, but now, Tommy, you hit the button and show that it's not gonna work. It's the left button. You have to click it as many times as I click this to get it back in sync. There you go. So now it's back in sync with this. So that is a rolling code that changes every time, but now the flipper is in sync with the garage. Everybody's got a garage door with an entrance to their house, and how many of you keep that door locked? I'm sure not many.
To see if his tactics really work, we took him to the Pompano Beach Hood to see him in action at a barber shop off of MLK Drive. Is this your first time hacking in the hood?
No, I grew up around the hood, but yeah. I mean, it'd be my first time around a bunch of random people just trying to show them things. I don't know. We'll see.
Sir, do you want to see what this guy has in his backpack? He's got some
This thing right here looks like a radio, right?
Yeah, sure.
I could find airplanes with that. I can open a car with that. I could open
you
your
guys
garage.
Want to see some
house.
wild shit? What's up, brother? So he's one of the top computer hackers in the country. What's up, brother? So he's got some shit.
Man, I'm Ryan. Nice to meet you. You can grab a credit card through a wallet. I could show that too. But yeah, so you know, I don't know if that's RFID blocking or not, but let's say it wasn't. So you would just go up to somebody, and then boom, there's his whole credit card number.
Oh,
Nah.
We'll blur that. We'll blur that.
Yeah.
Just so we could get both sides of the story.
Yeah.
Why are you a good hacker when there's more money and, you feel me, non-ethical hacking, whatever you
That's a good
it?
question. I did both sides. I was on both sides. And I found out that being on the right side, I do make a lot more money. So honestly, owning a cybersecurity company, doing things, like I'm able to hack banks, I'm able to hack governments, I'm able to hack Walmart, NASA, Amazon, Uber. They're gonna pay way bigger, man.
To clarify, what Ryan is referring to is called white hat hacking. These are good hackers that companies can hire to test their cybersecurity so they can expose the openings in their system and make their security tighter. So yes, you can get paid to ethically hack major companies.
So what the hell is this?
So this is called a hack RF. These things are wild. It's like a radio, like obviously like the best way I can explain it is it's a radio that has a range from like really, really low to really, really high. So
whatever he was saying to his baby mom in the car, you heard it?
I mean, it depends on how they were talking.
Mission Impossible shit, bro.
So let's look. So right here we can look at airplanes.
I see one over there.
Yeah, I'm pulling a lot more than one. So you see we got all these different planes. These are their call signs. That's what the airplane is. Like the one these are planes in the sky right now near us.
Bro.
So if I
Y'all
click
seeing
one,
this, bro?
So if I click one of these, it tells me, look, that's a JetBlue flight. We're seeing its actual altitude and its exact position on the GPS moving right now, their speed, and we can click and watch it on the map.
But like, what's something bad you could do with this?
All right, so let's do, you got a key fob on you?
Shit. Like car keys?
Yeah, that's fine. All right, hit the lock button on there. You see that pop up?
What the hell?
If you click it again, you'll see it pop up again.
So it's like a signal?
Yeah, so I'm capturing that signal. I don't know if it's on exactly the right frequency, but every time you click it, you'll see that line pop up. And I could be saving that, and as long as you're far enough away from your car, that code will work in the future, and I can go unlock your car.
You can unlock my car and steal it.
Yeah, exactly.
So for example, if I get out the car right here, say for example, I'm going into this house.
Yep.
And I go lock my car like everybody else does, you know, before they leave their car somewhere. All you have to do is be standing right here and capture that signal, and as soon as I walk in that door, you could drive off with my shit.
Not drive off, but definitely open your doors.
Okay.
I mean, you want to see one more thing?
All right,
what does this look like?
A charger.
Yeah, feel it. Tell me this is no different than. I put this orange thing on there just so I know. That's how good it is.
This looks like my speaker charger that I use in the back.
Yeah, but I'll tell you that is very dangerous what you have in your hand right there.
What can I do?
So our government, the NSA, had a version of that. It was $20,000 for one cable.
20,000?
Yep. And I have a friend that started making these cables, and they have computers in them. There's an entire computer in there. And when I plug it in, if you want to use your phone, I'll do it. But I can do my own phone. I can make it type at 800 characters per second.
Let's do it for the content.
All right.
You have to look into my baby's eyes and promise not to take his social security number.
I won't take it. So now, if I go to Wi-Fi here, OMG now comes up. So now it's your phone's powering that cord.
So this right here is the actual network that's coming from
the cable. And then now I'm waiting for it to assign an IP address, which you'll see that happen. It'll be .1.4 when it does. Just give it a second. I'm just gonna hit this button. Oh, you got, and then it's gonna.
Tommy G was hacked by Ryan Montgomery.
What the?
What?
I'll do it again.
Hell?
Watch. See how fast that types?
And he's doing this from your phone.
I can do it. Watch. I can do it from over here. Clear it out. Make sure it's clear. Tell me when you're ready. You ready?
Yeah, nah. All the way over there.
Next, I have my friend Florida rapper J Dirty pull up, and he takes us into his favorite barbershop to up the ante and see what Ryan is capable of in a live situation.
Good to see you. How are you?
I'm good. What's happening with you, my boy?
Good to see you.
Yeah, you know it for sure. This your boy J Dirty, but I stay clean sometime.
Yeah. So Jay, meet Ryan.
What's happening, Ryan?
What's up, man? Yeah, we'll do it.
Have you ever met a computer hacker before?
No, I ain't never met one.
This guy can do some crazy shit.
Yeah, I seen him on a thing, but he do it for the good, though.
I guess you want to show him some gadgets and see what you can do?
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know where to start. I don't want to.
You got any way you can make that short motherfucker taller?
Yeah. Well, you know, we could do something basic first. I mean, we could do the TV. I could do it right out off the mirror.
Do it.
Yeah.
Off the mirror? What you doing off the mirror?
I'll turn the TVs up. I'm gonna turn them all the way up.
Y'all know that ready. We ask money problem, big dog.
No, so you
Turn it off. Let me turn that volume down. Yeah, let me turn it down.
If he hacks you, you guys are gonna call the feds, right?
So yeah, this is just controlling them. Let's see if I can turn that air conditioner off. Let's see.
That boy say the AC.
Oh, it's off. There it goes.
You ever seen anyone do anything like this before?
Nah, man.
So this right here is gonna.
Can it GDs and BDs too?
I don't know what that means. So if I turn this on though.
Is this Zopalm certified, you think?
The mic went out too.
Okay. Yeah, there's nothing I can do about that.
This is like a minor EMP strike.
It is. So I turned it off. You can now it's back on.
His servers got taken out. Their servers got taken out. My servers got taken out. Did he take your servers out?
Nah, I'm back on.
You're back on, but he did take you out?
Yeah.
This man's like a goddamn terrorist, huh?
Yeah.
You also have a service that can protect people from getting hacked, right?
So it's preventative. So what happens is you enter your identity into the platform, like your name, your email, your phone number, your address, everything you possibly can give to us. We'll identify everything that's out there on the dark web on you and your emails and passwords, social security numbers, credit cards, everything about you, and we'll show it all on your dashboard. And then we'll see where all that data is in public record, and we'll remove it from all the public records, record locations possible.
To all viewers of this episode, you actually get a discount to get this, to make you safe on the web. I mean, this is like, okay, if Tiger Woods was teaching golf lessons, that's the equivalent of this guy with computer security. I mean, it's a no-brainer.
For one final test, I bring Ryan to my Airbnb, and he shows in a brilliant way how someone you let in your house, let's say it's a repairman or a friend of a friend, can easily start to crack your passwords or even know whether you're home or not. Here's what he did.
And this is unbelievable. So there's going to be a network called Doom Bright. You see that? So if I click Doom Bright, now I'm connected to this light bulb right here. What this thing did is as soon as I screwed this in here and plugged it into power, which this could be in the bathroom, this could be in a bedroom, no one's going to detect this light bulb. It's not only connected to Wi-Fi, it's capturing all of the traffic, even though it doesn't have the password. From this light bulb, I can determine, let's say I know that this one right here is an iPhone. If that disappears, I know you're not home anymore, so then I can come in the house. All I need to do is get this light bulb in. What do you think about that?
To me, what strikes me is just, I mean, that's what I think is amazing about a hacker, is how subtle things can be. That you have no idea that anything is going on.
If people want to get, if they want to just, get inspired in the cybersecurity space, I would recommend starting with the Sean Ryan Show. Obviously, my Instagram and TikTok, but mostly Instagram is where I post the most. I put out little clips like, this gadget does this, or be careful of this. And if I don't teach people how to do things in those videos, but I show you what the concept. And if you want to learn about it, then you're more than capable of learning on your own. But I just make a point to not teach people how to commit crimes. I just let them know that they exist.
All right, folks. So that was an inside look into the world of hacking. Stay safe out there. Do yourself a favor. Click that link in the description and make sure your footprint is scrubbed, whether it's bad actors out there or the government or somewhere in between looking into you. Stay clean.